What up?
I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut.
Coach,
yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
you are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's time.
You gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so fast it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy should be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap. Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB show.
On the realest show on Planet ERF, Slapdick Nation, appreciate you. We're in the building. It is Doc Talk Trent Richardson Tuesday, Bama legend. Dr. Jesse Morse joins us. Steve Kim joins us, as you know. This is a loaded lineup today as well. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday. Talk, and I will talk back. We got a lot to discuss, especially my fucking weirdo Miami Dolphin head coach, Mike McDaniels, skinny jean wearing, looking like Michael Jackson mixed with Prince. Out there coming straight from a Diddy party. Look at that shit. Why are you so wet up, homie? God damn, you don't miss my rant today on this motherfucker. I got something to say about this weirdo ass. But we're going to dive into it. Let me calm down. I'm fresh off of 5-Hour Energy. This show's brought to you by 5-Hour Energy. I'm fresh off one, even though they don't sponsor us yet, but they will because we keep pushing them for free. So, hey, pound that like, subscribe, become a member. I'm about to cook Smitty all day long. My self-esteem, great co-host. So all you guys pound that like, subscribe, become a member. We got a loaded lineup. I got a loaded intro brought to you by BetOnline, Prize Picks, and First Round Performance. Plus, you see the ticker behind me. Go check it out. Skybox Sports tickers. Go check them out. Use the promo code CoachJB. Get 10% off right now as that is updated live. And you saw the NHL last night. Major League Baseball. We had a play-in game. Braves, Mets. You already know. And Pete Rose, rest in peace, T's and P's to the legendary Pete Rose. You know they go in threes. We lost 4. We lost 2 actors, 2 athletes. Dikembe Mutombo, Pete Rose, and then Christopherson, and my main man from Beverly Hills Cop, Chief Taggart. He passed away as well. I don't know his real name, so my bad. But listen, it's the realest show on planet Earth, so we do shit like that. Pimps fuck up. So listen, let's dive into it, man. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday, and let's dive right into it. 2 Monday night football games. Again, 2 Monday night football games only to have this bad of a product. Goes back to my point that more is often less. Now remember, before I wrote this last night, I wrote this yesterday. I swear to God on my daughter and my mama. I wrote this before the 2 games kicked off. I wrote this. I believe Bailey and Smitty can attest because they can go check it out on our Google Drive. This was done hours before the game kicked off. I have not touched it. I wish I could have proved that some way. But anyway, I don't really give a fuck if you don't believe me. But listen, I wrote this hours before the kickoff. I haven't changed one thing. Bailey and Smitty can attest. 2 Monday night football games only to have this bad of a product. Goes back to my point that more is often less. And addition by subtraction is a real thing. Too much bad of anything can deter fan bases from attending, watching, or tuning in one way or another. I feel we are right at the tipping point of too much bad and not enough good, which will eventually bite the Goliath, as we know the NFL to be, in the ass. Roger Goodell, you better tread lightly as your product is becoming an absolute joke. The kickoff rule, where nobody moves until the ball is caught, looks like some absolute mockery. I keep seeing it. I'm thinking this is a youth football game, so nobody gets hurt. That's what I keep seeing. Addition by subtraction doesn't just apply to organizations, corporations, or teams. It applies to individuals. As in this case, Matt Sluka, who thought he was bigger and better than his team at UNLV. And his backup came in and improved the passing game tenfold. Got guys involved, put up more points than Sluka ever did as the starter. But what do I know when I say addition by subtraction is a real thing? Devontae Adams didn't play. Raiders beat Cleveland. Passing game was improved. The offense looked better. I'm not saying Devontae Adams was a cancer, but AP sure liked an Instagram post last night of him possibly parting ways. Ironic. We're going to dive into that. He went from getting some money, Matt Sluka did, to no money after this act at UNLV. But I'm here for it. Teach lessons now, and he will learn them later. Nobody will pick this kid up. And his backup just proved to the country that maybe, just maybe, kids who want to be here are much better than guys who think they have to be here. Hope you listened to what I just said and not heard me. Addition by subtraction also trickles upwards into the man's league called the NFL, or what used to be the man's league. Now I call it the Jersey Swap League, with made-up humans running the day-to-day operations. Like I said, Devontae Adams was held out for an undisclosed injury, and the Raiders beat the Browns. Was Devontae Adams the person AP was referring to last week when he said make business decisions? I'm not going to jump to conclusions and say that, but I do know this. They won. Offense looked pretty good, but what do I know? The Titans take out the Dolphins in a under-delivered, overpaid ass game as Will Levis gets hurt. Mason Rudolph comes in fresh off a DM and a bitch in the stands and taking a motherfucker's girl, and then he goes out and throws for 82 yards. I can't make this shit up, homie. The Lions take out the Seahawks in an actual thrilling football game for the first time this year as two quarterbacks that belong in the NFL that look like gunslingers. One, Jared Goff, who did not drop a pass, miss a pass, was perfect, 18 of 18. And another in Geno Smith, who looked like a gunslinger out there just slinging it around the park with a pretty bad pass rush after his ass all night. And wide receivers who dropped 6 balls. No one wants to talk about it. Geno Smith looks like a top 5 NFL quarterback right now. I'll just tell you straight out. Micah Parsons and Darius Slay. Micah Parsons has Darius Slay on his podcast a day after getting crushed by the Cowboys. And then Antonio Pierce liked a post on IG about Devontae Adams playing his last snap in Vegas. AR5, Anthony Richardson, and after last night, Will Levis lead NFL in interceptions, followed by Patrick Mahomes, contrary to belief. But before we begin, my lovely co-host, Naptown legend, Far East Sider 317, LeBron Hairline Having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defending, Caitlin Clark Jock and Fox Sports Stereo, Big Smitty. Welcome him in.
What's going on, y'all, man? We live, man. We had a dope.
Everybody's so low. I think it's my mic.
Nah, it might be me.
Nah, because I couldn't even hear the music.
Turn my stuff up, man. My mic been giving me trouble, though. Can y'all hear me?
It's low. Smitty Black, JB White, we're in the building. My mic sounds great now. Smitty's shit is just fucking Boost Mobile, man. No investment, no prep for tomorrow, today.
How I sound?
How
I sound?
In the show.
How I sound?
Want me to invest more, but he don't invest.
How I sound? Do I sound the same?
Kind of, yeah, mid.
Yes, I still sound mid.
They say you're good. So, hey, Smitty, sorry about we don't really get to talk to you in your intro and really nobody really gives a fuck about my co-host. We got a special guest right out the gate because we got to get the suited one. Dr. Jesse Morse joins us right out the gate to talk.
I got
NFL
a lot of
injuries.
questions too. I got a lot of questions right off the
We
bat.
don't want to hear your questions.
Can I jump in,
Doc,
JP, first?
right out the gate, Doc, is Christian McCaffrey done?
It's making it harder for him to come back. I think they're just slowly releasing more information. They already know this. It's just how much they want to tell us. It makes more sense that he would have to go to Germany because now he's got bilateral, which isn't surprising because you don't just run on one leg and you often compensate. So this leg hurts, you use the other leg a little bit more. That's what we saw with other injuries like J.K. Dobbins and his ACL and his Achilles. But the problem is you're dealing with beat up tires that you can't replace. So he's going to have a good game. He'll have a bad game. It will flare up. It will bother him. This isn't Todd Gurley per se, but this is unfortunately probably towards the end of the end.
If you were the manager, Lynch, or do you sit him out the rest of the year and try to get a good year out of him next year, or is it beyond that point?
I think it's beyond that. I think you have to utilize him being smart. Use Mason how he should be used. You can see it obviously, but CMC can do things that Mason can't. We know that. But the days of CMC getting 25 touches a game, I think, should be in the past. And the reason why he's dealing with what he's dealing with is because they rode him so hard in Carolina, in Stanford, and here in San Fran. If they used him 15 touches a game, he's not as pretty. It's not as dynamic. But maybe this doesn't come up.
You said it last week, Doc. You called it. You said it doesn't look good. You said going to Germany screams at you. A lot of red flags, and it sure was. You called it. I saw your post. That is what it is.
Week 10 to 12. I think that's what we're looking at, which is another 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
That's a lot. I mean, from a fantasy perspective, that's 2-3 weeks. That's already pretty much fantasy playoffs, But you need to get there, right? That's the hard part. You need to get there.
Yeah.
Man. Let me ask you this then. I mean, it was a lot of big time injuries I feel like happened or just continuing injuries like the CMC situation. So what's up with I think we kind of know, but it hasn't been officially said yet. What's up with Rashee Rice? Are we pretty sure it's ACL?
So, okay. First of all, this is just a fluky play that just went bad immediately. Mahomes throws a pick, as you just alluded to. Rice is making a beautiful play on the ball. I think he even managed to fumble the ball from the guy. And then Mahomes is trying to tackle whoever had the ball. And unfortunately, he ended up getting Rice's knee in the process. And it was such a weird angle that you could justify a fracture, an ACL, a bad meniscal tear, there's so many things because of the angle and because of the direct force and the trauma, the fact that he couldn't put his weight down on it. Sometimes there's so much swelling in that joint that you can't 100% say, yes, the ACL is torn. You may feel on an exam, yes, that is super loose.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with an MRI that has contrast and that has certain things are supposed to look black and certain things are supposed to look white on certain images, and then you have all this extra fluid in there, sometimes it's not as clear. So you have to wait for swelling to come down. And then I just tweeted this a little bit ago. Then you also think about it this way. If I want a second opinion, you need to physically fly there and get that second opinion. You can't just do it over Zoom like this because I need to feel that knee. I need to figure out what I can do in the office to see, am I confident in my diagnosis? And a lot of the times, that physically needs to be done. They were in LA. Maybe they stopped by Eladrash's office, coincidentally. I don't know. But, and they already know he's out next week. He's out through the bye, in my opinion. Now the question is this something that he can come back from this season, or is this a season ending? That's kind of where they're at. And my suspicion is they're trying to figure that out. It just looked bad. I just don't know what, because there's so many different, this isn't a clear cut, hey, this is an ACL. No. This is not super clear cut. This could be a bunch of different things.
Hey, it looked like ACL mixed with karma. And then I was like, and then guess what's going to happen? He's going to actually maybe he gets suspended next year, Doc, because of the legality issue. And then guess what? This motherfucker's out 2 years.
Well, he might, hypotheticals. He might say he misses the rest of this year. They won't activate him until he's ready, but then that would start his suspension. So
yeah, Smitty
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Don't think like that. I had to teach Smitty this, but go ahead, Doc.
I'm way smarter than you. Ain't teach me nothing on this show. But yeah, keep going, Doc. No, that's crazy. And then Hollywood Brown is out the rest of the year too. I'm just thinking from a bigger picture standpoint. Like the Chiefs are losing. They lost the running back for now. I'm thinking Pacheco.
He'll be back in probably week 10.
Week 10.
Damn.
Hollywood's gone for the season, right?
And then Rice, if I had to guess, is done for the season.
Hey, but guys, would you guys seriously? I know, Doc, you're Miami. Would you trade back for Tyreek Hill? Because I mean, he's clearly unhappy. He's clearly unhappy. Clearly unhappy in Miami, yelling at the head coach last night.
I mean,
and then, he's clearly unhappy. And then, guess what? The Chiefs can actually trade a few nobodies and get at least. They got to at least go get a DeAndre Hopkins or
if they. So I think Amari Cooper would be a great fit. There's a couple guys that would be a good fit. I think it's more so a contract situation for Tyreek. Like he's owed buku money, and I don't think they can pull that off unless they move a lot of mountains to get there. Yeah. And then Tua should be back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it is. So, this offense is night and day. I mean, that offense was just abysmal. It was not watchable. It was bad. And to say that the Titans looked better, and they looked pretty bad too. So it's like, oh my God, as opposed to the opposite game, which was incredible. That game was what I was hoping for so far through the season. And that's probably one of the first ones we've really seen.
You could be a shitbird in Kansas City and get away with it because they win. You can't be a shitbird.
But they're the only undefeated team now. But I mean, they don't look undefeated, right? They barely beat a one-kneed, Herbert. Or one ankle, but they at the end of the day they still have a 0 next to their name.
Mahomes is like third in the league in interceptions. Mahomes is like up there in interceptions,
and he hasn't looked very good.
He looks like the guy I've been saying he looks like for 5 years. But it's crazy how all these guys are struggling in the league, and we're sitting there like, oh, it's still a great product. I see a horrible product, and
no, it does not. You step back, it does not look good. We just like it because we missed it. So
because we have nothing else. We have nothing else. Hockey just started, I guess. Smitty's going to be the first black color commentator on hockey, but other than that, we don't really have.
You said colored, but nah.
I said black color
there's still a lot of great things too. I think you focus on what you focus on, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get the brass tacks, man. The most important injury that I saw over the weekend was Anthony Richardson with my Colts. He went out again. Hip situation. What are you seeing? What are you thinking?
So he doesn't have one injury. Good. He doesn't have 2 injuries. He has 3 injuries.
He's strong though, Doc. He's strong, Doc.
How many games he missed already? He's missed more games than he's played.
Hey, do we call him IR5 now? Fuck it.
Okay, so here's where I'm at with this. Initially, this looked like a hip pointer, which is the side of your hip. You probably had one of these.
I even asked about this guy, Smitty. God damn.
And I can tell you that the fantasy betting world doesn't care anymore. They're already past him. All
right.
Just based on views of his video, just FYI. Talented, can't accuracy is awful. We saw Flacco come in and look.
Hey, hold on, Doc. Hold on, Doc. I love you, Doc. Hold on. I asked about the man's health. I asked about his health. You giving me accuracy. You giving me power. You giving me skill set. You giving me fantasy football. I asked about the man's health.
So here's the problem.
Hey, I'm listening for like an ACL, and then I just hear out of nowhere his accuracy's shitty. And the doc is banging on you.
Hey, JV, I said to him about his hip. This man said he can't throw. He said he can't cook. His accuracy shitty. No power. He's slow. His vertical's overrated. He's soft as hell mentally. There you go. Golly, Doc.
Down the whole game on the motherfucker. Hey, fuck
okay, long story short, he's got an oblique strain. He's got an oblique strain. He's got an abdominal strain, and he's got a hip pointer. Could he play this week? Yes. Is there a sense of urgency? No, because you saw what happened.
God damn. Hey, Doc, I think Smitty's more hurt than IR5.
I get it. He was looking like the future. Everyone's hoping that AR5 is who Jaden Daniels is.
That's what they're hoping.
We still got a chance.
But you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time.
We 2-2. We 2-2.
Yeah, there's no question. I just don't think they need to rush him back because they saw how good Flacco was, which is kind of an ironic statement. But and you know,
the truth.
But I need to go. I need to go in a minute.
Doc, give the truth bomb. Keep going with the truth bomb.
Doc has to go, man. Let Doc cook. He has to go. Let him cook.
There's 4 teams on bye this week, so we don't really have to talk about those guys. AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, those guys will be back after the bye.
Yep.
Herbert did a good job of preserving his ankle and not. I mean, he was hobbling the whole game, but he managed to make it a game. He have a bye, so he'll be back. Tennessee last night, Levis injured his AC joint when he dove. He's more reckless with the ball, but obviously he's more of a gunslinger. He'll be fine. I think they saw what they liked and they ended up getting a win, so I think it was a better decision. He'll be back after the bye. I'm not worried about that. Whether or not they bench him is a separate discussion. Detroit's healthy. Laporta looked pretty good last night. He'll be healthy after the bye. In terms of other quarterbacks, Jordan Love looked pretty good. He looked rusty, which isn't surprising, but I think he'll be fine.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah, Bijan came in this game with a shoulder injury and now has a hamstring strain and it's a Thursday game. So we're gonna. I don't know how that's gonna play out. Jonathan Taylor suffered another high ankle sprain on the same side as 2 years ago. He had surgery on. As a result, he might only miss a game or 2. It just depends on how much he swells up. But that's good news considering they could have been a month. So I think that the high ankle sprain surgery prevented him from having a moderate to severe one. It still happened, but it's kind of like Kyron last year. He could have missed a lot longer, but the surgery kind of prevented the severity of it. ETN has been banged up, and we've seen Bigsby look really good. Tyler Beatty got lucky. It looked like they took him off on a stretcher. They had to get his spine checked out. He flew home, and has have all movement. He's okay, but it was a scary situation. Najee Harris looked awful. I think it was probably his shoulder, maybe the game plan or just how it played out. Jalen might be back this week. We don't really know. And then, the Bucs running backs both were banged up, but they kind of put it together and looked okay. Kenneth Walker looked legit last night, like nothing ever happened, despite that oblique. Chris Olave re-injured his hamstring. Not surprising. He just suffered it on Friday. So we'll have to see how much that's going to affect him. Khalil Shakir tweaked his ankle, but I think he'll probably be okay. Christian Watson, another guy with a high ankle. This one's going to cost him at least 3 weeks, possibly 4, just depending on where he's at with it. That's going to help Dontavian Wicks a lot. Trey Palmer is going to miss Thursday with a concussion. Just not enough time to clear the protocol. Nico Collins is a freak. Dude is a beast. Hamstring tweak last week, midweek. Didn't matter.
Tank Dell?
Probably going to be back this week. He's banged up with a rib and a hand wrist injury. We don't know exactly what it is, but I think they said he's leaning towards coming back. Devontae, as you mentioned, probably going to miss this week with a hamstring. Again, it's just the timing of it. Kind of similar to AJ Brown when he had his a couple weeks ago, like just the timing of when it happened. It sounds like he did it on a Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you don't have enough time, and then you're only looking at about 10 days out, and he's older, so it's a little harder to get back. Kupp and Puka are both going to be out for probably 2 to 3 more weeks each. I wouldn't be surprised if Puka misses another month or 6 weeks. His is a more severe injury, just the nature of the knee and the instability it's going to cause, and he's not going to be able to run routes comfortably. This is a frustrating injury. As far as Debo looked okay. The good news is I don't think he retweaked it, which is as good as you could probably ask for. Kittle, unfortunately, did suffer a new injury, but it's a rib, and they were winning, so it wasn't really relevant. But he looked good from his hammy. It made a ridiculous catch in the end zone. But I think he'll play if necessary. I'm not really worried about him. Taysom Hill came back from his chest lung bruise. Ended up getting 2 touchdowns and then left with an abdominal injury, and they ruled him out. So I don't know how that happened, but this guy has the craziest injuries, but is just a trooper when he's on the field. McBride should be back this week after his concussion, a pretty good chance. Ingram, good chance he's going to be back, and Njoku, probably he's going to be back.
Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams,
I think is out this week. Mixon has a chance to play this week. I think they're pretty much confirming it's a high ankle. It still could be a medial ankle, but they're basically the same timeline. I didn't think he was going to play last week, and he ended up practicing on Friday, so it kind of gave him a hope, but it was a good choice not to play him. I think there's probably a 50 to 75% chance he plays in week 5.
Malik Neighbors?
No, well, he had an extended time. The average time per concussion for these guys is about 8 days, so he might have got lucky and not miss any time. But some people rumbling he might have suffered one earlier in the game and they missed it. I don't know. All I know is underneath that turf is concrete, and unfortunately, he can't protect himself. And remember, you mentioned about the lack of
mouthpiece.
He didn't have, as far as I know, he didn't have one on it. Maybe he had him and just didn't see it. But he was trying to catch the ball. Beautiful catch. But unfortunately could not protect himself, and as a result ended up suffering.
Hey Doc, I'm not an expert, Doc. I'm not a doctor myself, but rumor on the street was last night that Will Levis pooped his pants, like he shitted on himself last night. There's a video of him like grimacing on the sideline. Can you confirm or deny that? Like, did he shit on himself last night?
I cannot say that. He might have had some good Miami food, so I don't know.
Hey Doc, before we get to you got to go. Before the NFL hits, it's going to be a game in college, and some Florida State fans are in here. DJU, family friend of mine, is he broken finger? Is that confirmed? Do you know if he's out?
I haven't seen this. I didn't get. I was at the Colorado UCF game. Colorado just whooped their ass.
And they look great.
But I have to look into this. I don't know the specifics on this. FSU just looks not good.
I didn't even know they got beat like that by SMU.
Oh yeah. So Travis Hunter, like I saw in person, Travis Hunter is legit. The kid is a freaking monster.
For real?
Oh yeah. Oh, he's ridiculous. Like he's all over the place. I'm like,
he'll be great in the NFL.
But do you think you'll be a good player in the NFL, Doc? Probably?
I'm not good at that stuff. All I can tell you is that they avoided his entire field. Like, don't even bother to go.
And avoided his whole side. Damn.
And then whenever the ball get intercepted, it was him.
It was him.
Like and then whenever Shadur needed to play, it was him. Shadur made a couple good plays, but I wasn't impressed. I wasn't like, yeah, this dude's legit. Like, I was like, yeah, he looks okay, but like, yeah, the score was.
But Travis is the best college player, no doubt.
Travis looked. I mean, that kid looked legit.
Shadur's mid. We already
even if he was only a wide receiver, he looked legit.
Yeah, we knew Shadur was mid. We knew Shadur was mid. We knew Travis was big time, but I don't think he translates to the NFL. But what do I know? Doc,
we'll see it, but I'll enjoy the product while it's on the field.
Thank you.
Doubt.
Live in the moment. Thank you. Appreciate
you. Hey,
Doc.
love your injuries. I appreciate you. Go have a good day.
All right, then.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, brother. Appreciate him jumping right in, Smitty. I'm glad he came right in. Smitty off a 5-hour energy, so hopefully you keep the same energy. But let's dive right into the show, Smitty. Then let's go fast. This is
no, you ain't do quote of the day or nothing, homie.
No shit, because you came in late, and then
I came in right on time. You said my sound was fucked up. The fan said it sounded perfect. The fan said it sounded perfect. Betty said I was all good. Betty said I'm good. I'm good. I don't care what you say.
Yeah. I can barely still hear you. But look, Doc came right in. And that's what it is. He takes precedent and give us all the injury updates. Hopefully we answer some of the fans' questions, audience questions, Dick Writers' questions, fanboy questions, shitbird questions, slapdick questions, and hopefully we got some of your questions answered.
Dan Skillis, become a member in 2 minutes or you block, pussy.
Made up human questions. We got all that shit. Kamala's questions. Let's dive into quote of the day. Brought to you by betonline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, get you 50% off. Plus, welcome bonus. And the Major League Baseball playoffs are here. NHL hockey's back. NBA is about to be here. And the NFL is here for a while. And it's all available on betonline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV. Quote of the day. Get on your shit. Stay on your shit. Stay out of shit. And don't tell people shit. Yeah, that's my own shit.
Ding, 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 ding. Alert, alert, alert.
No.
New number one. Number one. JB's best quote of the year. Get on your shit. Stay on your shit. Stay out of shit on some people's shit. Bar. That could be a song right there. Get on your shit. Get on your shit. What? Hold on,
Stay
here
on
you go. Here you
your
go.
shit. Stay on
Stay out of
your
your
shit.
shit.
Stay out your shit.
Hold on,
And
we gotta
don't
find
tell people shit. Don't
We gotta
tell
find it.
people shit.
Get on your shit. Stay on your shit. Stay out of that shit. Don't tell people shit. There you go. That's the rhythm. That's the rhythm.
That's the hook. That's the hook.
Yep. Do it
I don't
again.
take compliments. I don't take compliments well, Evan Volpe. Because you know why? Because I'm used to being good. I'm used to being good, contrary to your belief, you fucking nobody. And nobody's ever complimented you, homie, because you're shitty.
Get on your shit. Stay on your shit. Stay out of shit. And don't tell people shit. What? Hey, that shit kind of hard. Throw a beat on it. Somebody cut that, put a beat underneath that.
Hey, trademark that real quick. Hey, let's go. Let's dive into the contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over to Prize Picks. Use the promo code CoachJB. Your brightness will wake up a lot of sleepy people, contrary to belief.
And that's why I come on this show every day with a bright attitude, a bright energy, a bright vibe, a glass half full type of energy and mindset, because I know that my brightness will wake up a lot of sleepy and dark people in the chat and co-host extraordinaire as well. So I'm gonna continue to show my brightness even when the darkness tries to overtake me, because at the end of the day, darkness cannot overdo the light. Once the sun comes out, it will light up the entire state and the entire city. One lamp in the room will light it up. So at the end of the day, don't let somebody else's darkness dim your light. You shine light and bright like a diamond at all times, no matter who walks in the room.
This ain't fucking Rihanna song. And number one, and that doesn't have nothing to do with what I said. That what you just said had nothing to do with the contrary to belief. Your brightness will wake up a lot of sleepy people. That just ended right there. You fucked up the whole goddamn contrary to belief. Let's dive into the poll question. Fuck! Let's dive into the poll question.
I hate you.
If you were an NFL owner, fanboys in the chat and everybody, members included, you guys can fucking maybe call in later on today. But Smitty, if you were an NFL owner and can pick any quarterback to start a franchise with, your quarterback one is
Lamar Action Jackson. If
God,
I had
know
money right now,
are you that ignorant?
if I had money right now, I would invest in his future.
Homie?
If I had money right now to invest in any quarterback in the NFL, I would invest in the future of Lamar Jackson, because my eyes see a Super Bowl in the near future. My eyes see another MVP at least. My eyes see multiple seasons of all pros for Lamar Action Jackson. My eyes see philanthropy off the field and giving back to South Florida and the community that raised him. My eyes see him being a Ring of Honor Baltimore Raven legend. And my eyes see him putting on a gold jacket in Canton, Ohio. So yes, Lamar Action Jackson would be the guy that I would invest in if I had money right now today.
So in 3 years, he'll be out of the league. He'll be hurt. He won't be even in the fucking league. And this guy's taking a 7th year guy as the start of franchise.
Paris, cut that.
Paris, don't cut it. This motherfucker's on crack rock, and he says just dumbass shit. I thought you were going to say one of the white quarterbacks, but I figured you wouldn't. I'm starting right now, and it's a toss-up, to be honest with you. It's between C.J. Stroud and Jaden Daniels. That's who I, today, start a franchise with. 2 black quarterbacks, contrary to everyone's belief out there, since I'm racist. But I'm either taking C.J. Stroud or Jaden Daniels. I would probably flip a coin. They're similar in age. They know how to throw the fucking ball. They know how to throw receivers open. They throw into anticipatory windows. They use the pocket and manipulate the coverage with their feet. They do all the things you're supposed to do what NFL quarterback's supposed to do. That's who I would start a franchise with today. Chat, agree or disagree? We already know Lamar Jackson is not the guy you start with, but one of my 2 guys is. So go ahead and break that down. And if you, Keith Smith, if you say Derek Carr, I'll block you right now again. If you ever say it again, I swear to God, I'll block you right now.
No, you're not blocking Keith. Keith's untouchable.
I will block Keith.
No, I'm not allowing it. Keith is untouchable. He's family. He's green. He's been supporting this show forever. So we're not taking him out. No, you're not. You're good, Keith. Speak your mind, Keith.
Jaden Daniels, oh my goodness. He's definitely probably rookie of the year. We already know. But
I told you he was going to be better than Caleb Williams. Hold on.
That's why the show won't get over the hump, man, because you say like stupid shit.
JB,
I
never said Caleb was gonna be a Hall of Famer, though, homie.
Everybody already knows you're lying.
But homie.
Everybody knows you like fingernail painters,
homie. I never believed the hype. I say I think Caleb was gonna be a good quarterback, which I still think he'll be a good quarterback. I say he's gonna be fucking a Hall of Fame gold jacket generation. I didn't believe all that, but I think he'll be a solid, cool career quarterback.
You're on record saying you thought he's the best rookie by far. We just did it the other day.
You gotta
we
find
just
that.
did it 2 days. We just did it the other last week.
You a liar. You a liar.
Bailey, can you please
find it. I want to find me saying no. Find it. I want to find me saying Caleb was the best rookie by far.
I just wanted him to tell you that you said Caleb Williams is going to be the best rookie.
I'm talking.
And you said they were going to be the best rookie. Holy shit. Let's dive into the show.
Bailey, change your face, Bailey. Change your face.
Nah, fuck all that. Let's dive right into the show. Titans take out the Dolphins as Will Levis gets hurt. Mason Rudolph leads the way with 85 passing yards. Another stellar quarterback performance.
He looked way better than Will Levis, though. Way better.
Lions take out the Seahawks in Ford Field.
That's a good game. That was a good game. Back and forth.
Record for most consecutive completions. 18 of 18.
Yeah, Goff's a bad boy. That's a bad boy. That's a bad boy.
Anyway, let's talk about this great Dolphins-Titans game. This would be a great time to do a but what do I know, because I would love to do it, Bailey, but whenever Bailey says, because I could do a but what do I know about.
Let's do it right now then. Go ISO. Take me out. Go do it right now. Go.
Yeah, get Smitty out of here. Fuck.
I don't want to see you.
But what do I know? I'm about to do a segment. Fuck it. Because you motherfuckers, man, killing me with this. But what do I know? Mike McDaniel has lost the skinny jeans, vaping, being cool with the homies look. It's done. He is done. Stick a fork in him. I told you when they hired this weirdo fuck 3 years ago that he will lose the locker room within 3 years because of his demeanor, his lack of willpower in that locker room, his lack of practicing like men are supposed to practice. He'd rather wear helmet, condoms, and shorts instead of hitting you with your helmet and pads. Last night, looking at him on the sideline. Look at this motherfucker. No, seriously. Don't sit here and tell me all this shit about this motherfucker right here. Look at him on the sideline. He looked like something between Michael Jackson and Prince. With this wet-ass hair, looking weirdo-ass vibe he had. Like he just left a Diddy party with baby oil in both hands. That ship has sailed. He has lost the locker room because they now know he isn't a LaFleur. He isn't a O'Connell. He can't coach. He can't plug in a backup QB like O'Connell has done in Minnesota with Sam Darnold, like LaFleur has done in Green Bay with Malik Willis, and win 2 or 3 games. Or 4 in Minnesota's case. They now know he has 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers, and they can't get any design plays to get those 2 freaks the ball. But oh shit, JB, you were wrong. This was the guy. He was the main reason for San Francisco 49ers success. I thought this guy was the fucking inventor of Inside Zone, homie. I thought this guy was the actual OC in San Francisco. When I came on Whitlock and said it, everybody said, JB, you don't know what you're talking about. When I called the guy an analytical spreadsheet guy on Whitlock's show, everybody said I'm a fucking idiot. But what the fuck do I know? That this weirdo-ass fucking pencil-pushing spreadsheet guy can't call offense in an NFL game as the head coach. Wow. Shocker. But what do I know? Maybe some of you motherfuckers will start listening to what the fuck I got to say on a day-to-day operational. I know what handles a NFL locker room to this day, regardless of how pussy soft the league has become. It's still a majority of men in those lockers that want a man to tell them to go here, go there, sit the fuck down, go 100%, go faster, go slower, hit his ass, don't hit him. But guess what? Nah. I remember when they hired this dude and all you fucking victims came and fucking defended this motherfucker. And you saw him on McAfee and y'all thought he was cute and pretty. And you thought this motherfucker was supposed to be the next best thing. Look at this weirdo motherfucker. He ain't no football coach, homie. You can't sell me that this motherfucker was a football coach from the jump. Miss me with this shit. Take your skinny jean ass and get on a private jet and call Tua and talk about how pretty you think he is and how pretty of a ball he throws. You couldn't get Huntley last night to throw a hitch ball, motherfucker, but you're the guy in San Francisco? But what do I know? Remember Eric Bieniemy was the guy in Kansas City, and I took heat for when I said Eric Bieniemy doesn't call plays. Oh, JB, you racist. Yeah, Kansas City's really taking a fucking setback. They're really taking a fallback. The Frisco Niners really have struggled on offense since Mike McDaniel left. Anyway, man, bring Smitty back in so I can cook his ass some more too. Fuck.
Mike McDaniel, he knows more ball than you. He's smarter than you. He has more experience coaching than you at a higher level.
No, he don't.
He brought the best out of Tua when Tua was struggling and mentally wasn't there. He lost his starting quarterback in a bad way. This is what happens when you lose your starting quarterback. The only coach I've seen in recent history that does a great job with their backup quarterback the whole entire year is Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Anything when they lose their starting quarterback, this is what happens. They struggle.
Feminine right now. You actually sound feminine.
You wouldn't say it to my face, nose to nose, no man to man. You wouldn't.
I'll say it live person.
You would never do that to my face.
I'll bring your calm. I'll bring your hype down.
And I bet you I'm gonna snatch you up too.
You're not ready for that. You're not ready for this.
All right.
You're not ready for this conversation.
We gonna
Mike
see it
McDaniels, you'll give him a pass, but not LaFleur for getting Malik Willis, who your guys couldn't get right. In Tennessee and all these other places. Oh, he was the guy. He was supposed to be the guy. Malik Willis was the guy. Hey, dog, LaFleur went 2-0 with the motherfucker. Why can't this guy coach? Why can't this guy get Huntley to go 2-0 and win a couple games? LaFleur did it. Hey, guess what? O'Connell's done with fucking Sam Darnold. Oh, he's undefeated. My bad. I didn't know. I thought he couldn't coach, dog. But this guy was the reason the 49ers were good, Smitty.
I ain't say all that.
I'm just telling you the real. This is what they said. So he was supposedly the reason. He was the key behind the run game in San Francisco.
Don't forget, though, the Dolphins have had their most success in years with him. Say what you want about what's going on right now.
No, they haven't. Stop saying that. No, they haven't.
In years,
same record, homie. Same record as fucking Flores had, and they went to the
playoffs, homie.
Same thing. Playoffs.
Made the playoffs, homie.
Stop making up lies, homie. Hey, defend the real black dude, not this fake one.
Made the playoffs, homie. Bro, if you black, you black. I don't know about that.
They horrible. Mike McDaniel's not black. He's black as I am. And stop saying that. And the motherfucker's horrible. He's fucking garbage. Stop playing victim.
If one of his parents is black,
victim, homie.
Then that's what it is, homie.
That's what we're on right now. All you guys need to go tag them and tag our show.
JB not cooking, y'all. Sometimes I just sit back and let JB. Sometimes he has these little Tourette syndrome moments. So I just sit back and let him just have it. Let him get it out. He got to get out of the system and then we'll fall back. That's all it is. He not cooking, y'all.
You've been on Tourette's all morning, though. Hey, Bailey, I actually like Smitty on crack.
Well, I had 9 hours of sleep last night.
What?
Huh? I had 9 hours of sleep last night.
9 hours.
On accident. Yeah, I just fucking, I'm so damn busy. My body shut down last night out of nowhere. I ain't even, it was right around the end of the game. Fucking fell asleep on accident on the couch.
You know how I slept 2 hours because I have a dog that has a leg and but fuck it. But anyway, I still match your 9 hour energy. I
thought you raised like real dogs though. Like Callie should be fine. Like Callie shouldn't have to worry about a little ACL tear. That ain't shit.
She is.
All right, then why you bring that up then?
I'm just telling you. I'm off 2 hours. You're off 9 hours, and I'm matching your shit.
You can never match my shit, homie. We just different.
All right. Let's dive into this. Bailey got the thing. Smitty.
I'm doing that weak ass clap. I don't like that. Can you stop doing that shit before every single segment? That's a weak clap.
Let's dive into it.
It's feminine, kind of.
Like your Mike McDaniel take.
All right, what we got next, Bailey? Jump in. Let's pass it up and we going to look. I don't feel like looking. What we got next, Bailey?
You don't feel like looking, bro. All right.
I like when you pop in, Bailey, and make it easier, honestly.
All right.
Hey, Trent, should Bailey jump in every time and give us the topic? That's a new question, poll question. Should Bailey hop in and give the topic and then hop out? You like that, or you like how Smitty and I do it? We'll throw it out there right now. Go ahead.
I personally like when Bailey pop in because sometimes me and BJ.
I know. I said it months ago. He should.
Then I got to click to the dog and I got to scroll. But Bailey be nervous to put his face on the camera. I don't know why.
Because he like all the broads in the Discord like him.
Okay. All right.
So here's the thing. I told you guys 2 months ago, Bailey, to hop in. Boom.
I agree with you, homie.
You guys tied me down, homie. I should have executive decision.
But Bailey never did it though. Bailey got nervous.
Okay, did not get nervous.
Bailey
but...
cool. Your dog is production. Bailey cool. Yeah. Smitty got mad. Smitty soft. Smitty beta male Smitty. Likes McDaniel. Stat Bailey. Bailey open intro. Oh, Bailey opened the intro. He could do the intro. I don't like that at all. How JB rectangular bigger. Big Kirko. I don't know. I mean, everyone, these fucking idiot tards in the chat just can't stay on topic.
Well, for right now, in the moment, we'll let Bailey introduce this particular topic and we'll just go from here. Go ahead.
Over, Bailey. Start over, Bailey. Smitty will introduce it. Like we got a new topic. No, you break it. You come in, Smitty or Bailey.
All right, Bailey. So Bailey gonna jump out. I'm gonna bring him back in. Okay, so rewind. So jump.
Hey, what's next, Bailey? Yeah, like what's next, Bailey? You do it. You the black on black.
Okay, all right. So hold on, Bailey. Go ahead. Go again. All right, y'all, man. So we got something next. I don't feel like going to the Google Doc. Bailey, come on, Bailey. What we got next?
Okay, so we got a great list. I'm sure Coach JB is going to love this.
A little more energy, Bailey. Let's do it again. Hold on,
Bailey.
We got to do it over. Bailey's about to be big time. He's on Matt show. He got to have a little more energy.
We got to get him right. He young. So,
bro, you start, Bailey. It starts with you, Smitty.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hey, man, Mike McDaniel. Hey, we agree, disagree. Fuck it. We agree, disagree. But I don't care about that. It's time to move on to the next topic. I got to bring in my main man, my young bull, young Bailey. What we got next, Bailey?
All right, man. We got a great list here. Coach JV is going to love this. Mel Kiper's top 10 quarterbacks for the 2025 NFL Draft. You guys are going to discuss this with T. Rich later, but they got Shador at 1, followed by Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers, Cam Ward, and then Jalen Milroe at 5. I'll let you guys discuss this.
Thank you, man. It was a little better. We getting there.
More energy. Need a little more. We need hype. You know what I'm saying?
I want to see, when me and Baby arguing about politics, I want that energy. You know what I mean? Like, when Baby get pissed, he start to get riled up. So we'll get there. But looking at this list, man.
Whoa. Whose list is it?
Damn, I just saw his name. No, Bailey. You just triggered JB. You have to go ISO again. Fuck. I got to walk off. Fuck.
Mel Kiper's fucking top 10 list has Shador fucking Sanders. By the way, Shador Sanders can't beat cover 2, by the way. Have you seen his throws? He floats everything over the middle. He can't beat cover 2, fucking Mel Kiper. Isn't that the coverage you want to get rid of? And you have the guy who can't beat cover 2 as your fucking number 1 quarterback? What? You fucking ESPN people, man. I can't wait for my fucking rant because your ass is going to be on top of the motherfucking list. ESPN fucking Mel Kiper. You fucking idiot. You couldn't even get Ryan Leaf right. But now Shador Sanders is your next fucking pick? Holy shit. Over the fuck. Smitty, are you shitting me? God damn, you Dick Rider fanboys, you prime sexuals, homie, have been bought. You've had to have been bought. There's no way that this guy really thinks he's number 1 draft pick quarterback. Anyway, City, go from number 2 down. We already talked about 1.
Carson Beck from Georgia.
Man,
not mad about that. I wouldn't have Carson Beck in front of Quinn Ewers. I know Quinn Ewers' health right now. He's obviously, that's probably one of the bigger concerns, but from a true ball spinner standpoint and ability to get the ball in any place, I think Quinn Ewers is more skilled than Carson Beck. Cam Ward, man, a guy who can move around in the pocket, run if needed, can make just about any throw. But my concern about Cam Ward is he tends to have those games. And Shaun King, talked about this the other day. Cam Ward every year has a couple of those games where it's like it's question mark next to it. And I get you're not gonna have a perfect season, but it's just so certain fall off games against certain opponents where it's like I did not expect to see Cam perform like this in this moment. And it makes me concerned that, like in the biggest moments, will he show up? I don't know. Jalen Milroe, it looks great right now for what he does and he, in his system. Can that translate to the NFL? Obviously, we're seeing so much more dual threat quarterbacks and RPOs. So I do think there is a space for Jalen Milroe for sure. And right now, where we stand, I think you got to put Jalen Milroe in the top 5. Like just because it's been 4 or 5 weeks into the season, I don't see how you don't have Jalen Milroe in the top 5. Drew Allard from Penn State, numbers wise, balling. Obviously, Jackson Dart's been balling from a number standpoint overall. I'm good with the top 10. Now we can move around and shake and be like, okay, this guy should move up. But when I look at the actual 10 guys, is there anyone who's like missing JB off the top of the head where you're like, okay, right now, 4 weeks in, this guy should be above this guy? I'm thinking about what's my man at Oregon, QB?
Dylan Gabriel.
I know he hasn't been playing phenomenal, but there's an argument there, man. You want to put him on, on the list top 10, but I don't really have a problem with the actual list itself.
It's the worst quarterback class I've ever seen.
Hold on, quick. Before you continue, before you explain why, JB, you so dramatic. Like every time you don't like something, or anytime you do like something, it's either the best or the worst you've ever seen. Like it's never just like, oh, this is bad. It's always like one extreme or the other. Like, are you sure before you make that? That's a bold statement. Are you sure this?
I've watched all 10 of these guys. Not one of these guys you'll ever hear from again in the NFL. Not one of them. Why you laugh? I'm just being honest. I see that's the problem. You guys think I'm like clowning or clickbaiting. I'm Smitty, am I lying? Am I when you know when I'm serious or not?
Yeah, you're serious for sure. I'm just trying to think like some of the worst.
There's not one quarterback on this list. There's not one guy on this list that you'll ever hear from again in the NFL.
There have been some bad quarterback classes. Let me go look.
Carson Beck is top 5 most overrated QBs going into a season that I've seen in the last 10 years. Listen to what I said. Carson Beck is a top 5 most overrated quarterback in the last 10 years entering a season. He's fucking horrible. I'm just telling you right now. The hype with Carson Beck blows my fucking mind. Number one. Number 2, Shedeur Sanders doesn't have it. Just doesn't have it. Good in college, good in the system that he's in, throwing the ball all over the park. You're going to get numbers. Throws a good deep ball. He'll get on a roster, of course, because of the son he is. But without his daddy being the head coach and without him being in that system, I would love to see him in another system. I don't see it. He's not the guy. Quinn Ewers has probably the most potential as an NFL guy on this list, but he's too hurt. He reminds me of Joe Burrow. He is Joe Burrow-esque. He's going to hit the league flamed up, hot, and on fire and get hurt. He's just too hurt, Smitty. I'm being honest. The truth of the matter is, Arch Manning probably will have a longer NFL career than Quinn Ewers. Cam Ward misses too many layups. I'm watching him more and more. I can't wait to bring this up with Steve Kim today. I'm so excited to him come on the show. Cam Ward misses too many layups, and I'm watching him more and more. That Miami is one of the better teams in the country. I get to see him more TV time. A lot of flawed mechanics. I see a lot of flawed mechanics in him. Don't see him translating to the NFL now. More that I watch him, I don't see it. Jalen Milroe, he's Lamar Jackson, AR5. He's a guy that'll be hurt very quickly. He's also Cam Ward mechanically on that same platform. Freak of nature athletically. Smitty been saying this for a while. Is this the new league? Yeah, it is the new league. As Smitty said, this is the runaround athletic guy at quarterback, but it's not a quarterback who's athletic. It's the athletic guy playing quarterback, and that's why the quarterback position at the NFL level is all-time low. But what do I know? Drew Aller is he's shit. Jackson Dart will never play in the NFL. He just doesn't have the physical capabilities, in my opinion. I got to see that against a mid-Kentucky team, a pretty good defense in Kentucky. But if they beat you and they stop your number 1 ranked offense, Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, then you're not very good. I'm being real. Garrett Nussmeier, he's the son of a good friend of mine, Coach Nussmeier, Coach Nuss. He's pretty shitty. Miller Moss at SC, I've seen glimpses, but then in big situations, he reminds me of Jared Goff. The lights are too bright. Don't see it. And Will Howard, I think, is actually one of the worst quarterbacks in America for a big-time team. I'm just keeping it real with you guys. This class is fucking god-awful, and I'm not excited at all about the NFL future. I'm not excited at all about these quarterbacks. I wish we would not play rookies and develop guys into second and third year guys before we give them the keys to the car, before we teach them how to drive, like Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. Maybe I know what I'm fucking talking about, but you know what we'll do, Smitty? We'll trade. We'll have a shitty-ass team in Carolina. They'll get the number 1 pick again. They're going to take Shedeur Sanders or Carson Beck or Quinn Ewers. They're going to take this guy, and in 2 years, they'll be drafting another guy because it's another shitty organization that's going to draft a shitty quarterback and expect them to fill the stands and save my organization. It's not happening, homie. They're not ready. Have you watched them in college and you expect them to do better in the pros? It's the definition of insanity, Smitty. These motherfuckers are mid in college and you think they're going to get better in the NFL? How many of those guys do you really see do that? Seriously. C.J. Stroud, we could maybe say, has transcended.
He wasn't mid in college, though. He was great.
No, but he wasn't. A lot of people question him. But he's actually gotten better, you could say, for the level.
Yeah.
Who else?
Patrick Mahomes.
Just out recently.
Patrick Mahomes, for sure.
But he didn't play right away. I'm talking about guys that played right out the gate.
Right out the gate.
On a shitty organization as a rookie, getting thrown in.
Cam Newton.
On a bad team, threw for a lot of yards early and then just topped off. Never threw for 400 yards again in his career.
Andrew Luck,
but wasn't on a bad. He was good in college. No. Good college quarterback now. He wasn't He was an NFL, prototypical NFL guy.
You're not going to like this name, but initially, we're talking about out the gate. RG3 out the gate was balling before he got hurt. Let's keep it real.
Doing what everybody saw in AR5 though in Lamar Jackson.
I mean, he's balling. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, balling is the definition though. Balling. When you say balling, Smitty, you're talking to you and I and the hood cats in the chat. You're not talking to NFL execs. Balling is like you and I going out to the hood and playing in the street. And RG3 is unbelievable. We can't fucking stop him because he's okay. Then there's an NFL quarterback. Okay, RG3 wasn't ever that guy.
When you say that, I know what you're saying. You're talking about the guy that fucking.
Let's put this shit in a box and make sure everybody knows what we're talking about. The Turkey Bowl, yeah, we get RG3 to be our quarterback, but not in a game, NFL game. Who else?
Somebody said Justin Herbert. He didn't start initially, but damn near he did though. Like damn near.
These guys are shitty. I'm just telling you, this class is worse than last year's class, who I said was one of the worst I've ever seen.
What about 07 class? Jamarcus Russell, Brady Quinn, Kevin Kolb, John Beck, Drew Stanton, Trent Edwards, Matt Moore.
Horrible.
What about 96? What about 96? Bobby Hoying, Jeff Lewis, Danny Cannell, Damon Howard, Tony Banks.
Hey, can we be honest? Trevor Lawrence's class, the first 4 picks of that draft, can you name them?
Nope.
So it's Trevor Lawrence in 1. I believe Trey Lance was in the top 4. I believe Pitts, the tight end for the Falcons, was in the top 4.
Kyle Pitts.
Yep. And then who was the other one? It was Trevor, Pitts, Trey Lance. Who was the 4th guy in that draft?
Your boy went in there from the Jets.
Zach Wilson,
right? Zach Wilson.
The worst 4 ever. The worst top 4 of all time. You can argue. Can we argue that right now? Seriously. I mean, that's off the top. It's off the top, but the worst 4. The Mormon MILF Hunter, Trey Lance,
Trevor Lawrence,
Pitts, and Lawrence. And Lawrence has been paid astronomical amounts of money already. Pitts is a non-show. He hasn't even showed the fuck up yet since his rookie year. And he's like yet to get off the airplane. For some reason, like there's a block over at Pitts. I don't know what the fuck it is. The Mormon MILF Hunter's already been on his second team. And Trevor Lawrence, dog, is just, I don't know what's wrong with him. So can we argue? I don't know, Bailey. We might have to do some research and pull up the first 4 over the last 20 years. I'm telling you right now, it could be the worst 4 of all time. Seriously, Smitty, think about it. Think about that. I just thought about it off the top of the head, but I knew those first four were shitting. I was like, Mormon Milf Hunter was the one escaping me, but I knew who it was. I just couldn't put them. The top four.
That might be a cool little opening intro rant for you tomorrow if we're able to do some research tonight and figure it.
I will do the research. I will do the research. All I do is babysit dogs now. So yeah,
cool. It's easy then. You got nothing.
I remember. You know, it's crazy when this whole Travis Hunter thing. I was looking at some research and I was looking at all the people that were absolutely dick riding the guys at the time. Josh Rosen, he was getting more hype than Shedeur Sanders right now. Just so we're clear. There we go.
Huge deal.
Reggie Bush,
Super Bowl champion.
Yep. Well, he wasn't a contributor, but yeah.
No, he played on that same team. He played. Yeah.
No offense, that's like Shaun King, Super Bowl champion. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna say this though. Reggie didn't live up to the Heisman hype and all that. He didn't. But he had a cool career though. Reggie wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Like Reggie wasn't like trash. Like, he was cool.
That's what Travis Hunter will do. What's wrong with that?
No. You said Travis gonna be out the league.
No, but here's the thing. You know what the problem is? I'm speaking it now. See, that's what y'all are used to. You're used to doing it after the fact and then say, "Oh, JB said that shit 5 years ago." You guys don't have the balls to come out and say it now.
For you, it has nothing to do with having balls.
Yeah, it does, because you guys are scared to say anything.
No.
You all wait.
We're not scared to say it. We don't see it. And I'm going to be real. I don't think deep down inside, if I put a lot of tests on you, I don't think you see it. You're just rolling the dice and hoping that you're right, because you like when you were first on shit. You like the fact that everybody's hopping on the quarterback bandwagon now and saying quarterback play is shitty, and you love to come on and say, I said it 4 years ago. So what you do is you try to find those moments by being early on shit. Being early doesn't mean you're always right. A broken clock is right 2 times out of each day, so sometimes you will be right. But
I've been early.
Let's use Reggie Bush as the example. It would have been insane for anybody during his USC days to predict that he would have a off NFL career. At that moment, there was no evidence to predict that. Now, if it happens, it happens. But right now, same thing with Travis Hunter. There's no actual evidence right now that's telling us he's gonna have a shitty NFL career. Now, saying he's the best player of all time, that's Matt McChesney. That's his, that's different. I'm not saying all that. That's a bold statement. He's gonna be the greatest player ever. That's a whole other situation. But saying he's not gonna have a good NFL career, as where we stand right now, there's no evidence. So you're literally just rolling the dice and hoping it sticks to be like, see, I told y'all 3 years ago, y'all didn't want to hop on the bandwagon. Like, come on, bro.
You're totally wrong. So I've been predicting quarterbacks since 2000 this way. So don't just act like I just started this show and started doing this.
Well, you didn't have no podcast, so nobody heard it.
But I've been saying it on every type of platform possible. I've been saying this shit for a long time, since you were in diapers and shit.
Well, G Wizzy disagreed. G Wizzy's with me.
You think I do it for clicks? You think I do it for clicks? I can give a shit less. I've called out from Vince Young on the Ryan Lee. I've called so many goddamn quarterbacks in my history of my life. RG3s, AR5s, to this current regime now. Come on, homie. I don't do it for clicks. Let's just be honest. I didn't say that. I'm calling this shit out what it is proactively. You guys are reactive to every other thing that people say or do. You're not. A lot of these people in the media don't have, and especially on social media, they do not come out and say anything until after the fact. And you hear it's crickets when I say shit and come out and actually have the audacity, you'll call it audacity, to say something when I'm going to be like, I don't care. This is my personal thought, my personal opinion. You're not going to change it. It's not going to make me a hater because I say it either. That's your words on me saying I'm a hater.
Y'all are y'all.
My opinion, homie. It's not. It had nothing to do with a hater. It's my opinion.
Well, Coach JB, we got a commercial break because we got a big time guest is already here, waiting to get in, and we got to talk to this man about the crazy college football weekend. The one and only Korean Cosell, Steve Kim, is in the building. What's going on, Steve? How you doing,
gentlemen? Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good seeing you. You made it back safely, I see.
Oh, yeah. Got back in action, and then Friday afternoon, I'm taking the Big Bird up to Cal Berkeley for the Calgorithm. And, JB, I got to tell you, it's so funny. I'm at the tailgate outside the Hard Rock. Smitty, I'm telling you, a lot of Miami fans watch this show.
Really?
I had more than a few fans come up to me saying, Steve, we watch JB and Smitty and you all the time. Like, really? I swear it happened more than a few times.
Shout out to Miami, man.
And one of the fans of JB is the great Leapin' Lamar Thomas, two-time national champion, the ringleader of the Ruthless Posse. And we got to, I think he's going to come on this show. We're trying to get that going. He is the coach that tried to get Lamar Jackson to Miami, who would not look at his tape, but were responsible for getting him to Louisville. He has some funny stories about how he had to kind of talk Petrino into it and then to stick with that commitment at a really good time. But yeah, JB, if he actually goes to a Miami game, would get much love. There's no doubt about that.
Not Smitty, though. To be clear. Okay,
cool. Well, I like Smitty, too.
Then
like it's an ensemble cast here. We're three the hard way.
Come on
now.
now.
The hard way. Hey, we had our biggest show yesterday, Steve. We had like 3,500 people in here live, and I cooked Matt and Smitty all day. We got to bring you in here. Let's talk right out the gate. Hey, Lamar Thomas. I've talked to Lamar Thomas a few times, and we've actually talked years back, and I didn't even realize. But he'll be on the show. We got Ninkovich, our main man, Rob Ninkovich. He'll be on the show as well, I believe, this week. He hit me up last night. He loves our takes. He calls football absolute trash. I don't know if you watched last night's game. I hope you didn't. It's so bad to watch. But I don't know if you watched the lateral to Tyreek Hill, and he just kind of nonchalant, don't pick it up. And then the player picks it up to go back and score, and he just kind of walks. It's like a joke.
This is where Coach Kid Capri Pants has got to say, Tyreek, come here. Bench.
We'll never do it.
You got to and I get it. Tyreek's very important, but that type of effort is cancerous.
But then he can yell at the coach, though.
Look.
Player empowerment.
Mike McDaniel is the kind of coach, leader, teacher, parent that you think you want, but when it's all said and done, he's not the one you need.
Ooh. Damn right. He's the parent. The parent later goes, fuck, man, your sixth grade teacher. Absolutely. Fucked you because he didn't teach you how to be a man.
Right. And he's one of those guys that he lets everything go and everything is soft. Everything is comfortable. Everything is fun. Football is not meant to be fun. It really isn't. It's a hard game. It's like boxing. And what Tom Brady said is, hey, look, my pressure was not having rings. My pressure was not winning it all. Ernie Adams did a great podcast. Now, he was the director of football research for Bill Belichick and the Patriots. He's the guy that was on the headsets who would basically tell Bill, in this situation it has to be 4 downs. One side of the field is really wet. He would basically be his conscience on the sideline. And Justin Edelman, who did the podcast, said, Ernie, so football's not fun at all because you guys were so businesslike with us. You drove us to a point where we didn't really like it all the time. And Mr. Adams said, the fun is when the confetti comes down on you and you all get to hold that Lombardi trophy for about 45 seconds and you pass it on to your brother. And then 5 months later, we go to a party when you open up that big box with the ring. That's what fun is. You know, let me tell you a story. So I know a guy that's making a documentary, Smitty. It's going to be like the Dallas Cowboys version of The Last Dance of Michael Jordan. But it's going to focus in on the 80s and 90s. So it's going to be like The Last Dance with a lot more sex, the White House, and drugs. And this guy's legit. I can just tell you the guy that's because I've been around him. I know he's shown me clips. I know who he is. He's actually a friend of mine. And so we're talking. This is about 8-9 months ago. Hey, Steve, you know, I've been talking to a lot of guys. And, man, it turns out there's a good amount of guys that they didn't really like Jimmy Johnson. And I said, you're right. They probably didn't. But let me ask you something. They may have not liked Jimmy, but when they go to an autograph show or a baseball card memorabilia exhibition and they get $2,000-3,000 more because they could say 3-time Super Bowl champion or member of the dynasty, or they don't have to ever pay for a meal in Dallas. They get the cut in front of line. They get other perks because they were on that team. Do you think they like Jimmy a little bit more then? And he goes, you know what, Steve, you're absolutely right. Because in 1988, I'll never forget. Now, he was very close with the defensive backs, my buddy. And in 1988 was Tom Landry's last year. They went 3-13. He goes, Steve, you're absolutely right. I'll never forget. It was right around Thanksgiving. We go to a club, and the line is long. So I come up there with a couple of Cowboys. And I said, hey, I got this guy. And the guy's like, yeah? Well, you know, he plays for the Cowboys. Yeah? And they said, well, you know, we want to come in. And the guy said, all right, well, the line's over there. Now, By 1991-92, they were giving a goddamn red carpet to the VIP lounge. Why? Oh, I think Jimmy Johnson had something to do with it. So again, what is fun is not often rewarding. What is rewarding is not often fun, says Confucius. Well done.
Hey, I've been saying it. You know, hate me now, love me later is the name of my book for a reason. I bring on these players that after they played for me, they're like, God, we hated Coach when we played for him, but goddamn, but while they hated me, they knew they loved me because I loved them. That's the crazy part that they don't grasp. They understood it. They knew then. They surely weren't gonna not come in and see me if they got a girl pregnant or needed money or that's how you know. They weren't scared to come in there or you know, a lot of guys were scared. The real ones understood that I'm going to take care of you behind closed doors, and I'm going to make sure, not no Diddy style behind closed doors, but the real style. And I was going to handle their shit as like, hey, man, I'm going to take care of you. You know that. I wouldn't brought you out here if I weren't.
Like a parent almost.
I mean, Smitty, do you think guys at Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, those upper tier programs, you don't think those young men are under pressure every day? They're not always having fun. I guarantee you half the year they're probably stressed out. They're thinking about the depth chart, who they're bringing in, what's going on in the portal. Do these coaches even want me? Am I getting passed up? We lose one game, everyone. See, I don't say panic. It's called sense of urgency. Yeah. They come out and they are under pressure every day. It's not always fun. But when they look back at their career and they're like, wow, I got to go to every good bowl game. I got to be on the biggest stages. I made money because Nick Saban, I hated that guy, and now I love him. When I was at the tailgate, I met one of my favorite former players that a lot of people aren't going to remember. His name was Dale Dawkins. Played in the 80s. He was sandwiched in between the Michael Irvin bomb squad and the ruthless posse of Lamar Thomas. But they had really good years in 88, 89. Dale Dawkins was probably one of our 2 or 3 best offensive players on the 89 title team. He was a 7th-round draft choice, and he said something that stuck with me. He said, let me just tell you something. When I came to the National Football League as like an 8th-round draft choice, I saw all these new guys being brought in by Bruce Coslet because he got drafted by the Jets. 1st-rounder here, 2nd-rounder here, big-name free agent. And I looked around after a day or 2 of practice. I said, you know what? With all due respect to you guys, you were not put under the duress, the stress, the conditioning, both mental and physical, that I was by Jimmy Johnson and Gary Stevens. I am more prepared for the National Football League than any of you guys. He made the team. He said, what I was put under forged me as a football player and as a man. That's what a program is. You're either going to be serious people or you're not. So when you go to an Alabama or Georgia, just understand there is an expectation that you have to live up to. That's the reality of this thing.
And the Cowboys are cursed by Jimmy Johnson.
Or is it Jerry Jones?
They'll never win again.
Or is it Jerry Jones?
It's a friendly environment, Steve. They're never going to win again because they don't walk on eggshells and pressure bursts pipes. Yeah. I don't understand why these cats don't grasp that. And that's in the Miami topic of this Mike McDaniel guy, man. I'm watching him on the sideline last night looking like a weird – I mean, he's not a guy we're going to run through a wall for, Steve. Like, this guy looks like look at the guy behind him, too. I
mean, I get it.
Look at the guy behind him. Like, that guy behind him looks like he just did a line. Like, holy shit, what's going on?
You know what he looks like? He looks like one of those drug lord villains that Crockett and Tubbs would try to catch on Miami Vice.
Like a video gamer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just telling you.
That's what he would be.
That picture right there should be screenshotted and put up on the Hard Rock Cafe's side of the thing. That thing is a weird-looking vibe right there. That guy with his eyes this big, he's like, holy shit, we're about to be fired. Tyreek Hill's like, get me back to Kansas City tonight. And this other guy is like, that in the back over there, he's like, that's why I don't want to play for you. And he's not suited up. Like, I'm just saying, this guy lost the locker room when they hired him, and I said it 3 years ago. Nice guys don't win, Steve. I'm sorry. They don't.
Nice guys don't always finish last, but they don't finish first enough. And again, you know, Mike McDaniel, he's probably one of these guys that the players love. It's nice and easy. Oh, my God, my body's not beat up. I'm always fresh. And our practices are so light. And then now you're in this situation. You're thinking, oh, my God, I got 2.5 more months of this.
I always perform my best when I had the coaches that was on my ass, whether it was in high school, whether that was my first couple years at Ball State. Kind of, we had a coaching shift. My back 2 years it changed,
Right.
but I was at my best when coaches were on me, when I was stressed out, when I was leaving practice pissed off because coach said something, because it lit a fire under me. Because like it's something like you said, that pressure, that added pressure forces you to go out there. You have no choice but to perform. It's either perform or be on the bench. You have no choice.
They can bust pipes or they can make diamonds. I mean, it's really that simple. But guys, before we forget, let's get into my top 5, bottom 5 for week number 5.
A Tuesday staple right here. Our Tuesday staple with Big Steve. Let's dive
Here we go. Hey, guys, did you know that Ryan Williams is only 17? Okay,
yeah,
guys,
he's Serena. He's Serena. His daddy's from Compton. He's actually Serena and Venus's cousin.
I saw Serena tweet it out. I didn't know. I thought you were playing around. But I guess it's legit.
She did what?
Serena tweeted out to Ryan.
Oh,
yeah, I guess they're related.
His daddy from Compton, though. I know that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Ryan Williams, game breaker, looks a lot like Devontae Smith. And Georgia, with that NFL secondary, could never really get a handle on them. When they took the lead, I'm thinking to myself, there's one guy that can't beat you. It's Ryan Williams. And Kirby wasn't so smart. And I get it. It was not a great pass. It was a great play, but you got to make sure, and you got to tell Schumann, your coordinator, hey, there's one guy that's not going to beat us. Number 2. Guess what? He beat you, and he's already a Bama legend. But here's the thing that's interesting about Bama. If you look at that box score, you take away Ryan Williams, everyone else was kind of pedestrian. Moving forward now, every coordinator, if I'm the head coach, saying you let number 2 beat you, you're fired. Let's see how good of a coach you really are. All right, number 2. Colorado. I have got to give the Buffaloes credit. I thought they played the best, most sound game on both sides of the line of scrimmage. They are running the ball just enough. And I really like Welch. Welch is a guy that can move the pile. They got Hayden back and they got a Gustav. That's a pretty good threesome. Pause. And they can run with that a little bit. And the front 7, Levante Bentley and Nakai Hill-Green, those are thumpers. They're not that easy to run the ball on this year. If you actually go back to the second half of the Nebraska game, I thought they bowed up a little bit. And you know what? I will give them credit. I actually think they're going to be a real factor in the Big 12. Number 3, a former Hurricane who I always thought was underused, and they should have got him more touches. And now he's becoming a hybrid running back, wide receiver. Rashard Smith, running explosively. He tore through Florida State. He's a guy that could make the next level because of his versatility, and he can return kicks and punts, and he can do a little bit of that Deebo Samuels thing. Found new life with Rhett Lashley with the SM from the U Mustangs. Number 4. Now, this is a guy that I'm trying to figure out here if I'm Barry Odom. Why wasn't Haj Malik Williams your starting quarterback to begin with? It turns out that they don't miss Sluka, at least not last week. They blew out Fresno State. And Williams seems to have a lot of support within the locker room. When Sluka tried to do his extortion, nobody in that locker room panicked. They said, you know what? Now we got QB1 in. And he delivered, and now he should get an NI deal from the Dunes or the Golden Nugget. And number 5, this is a young man that'll be an iconic all-time great player. And everyone's talking about Ryan Williams, but I think overall he might be the best freshman receiver we've seen in a very long time, Jeremiah Smith. I told Whitlock about a month ago that when this young man, health being a non-issue, if he does not get injured, you look at all the great Buckeye receivers, Chris Carter, Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, Scary Terry McLaurin, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison Jr. This young man may be atop the list. He is.
Hey, Steve, we got to give Steve some flack and give some, we call it positive feedback in the coaching world on this list here. I'm shocked and a little disappointed that you don't have Jalen Milroe on there for beating Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the problem. I'm trying to mix this up where I do not want to put the same players on the list over and over again. Because if so, Ashton Genty would make it every week. And I already listed him.
Hey,
Milroe, I'm just
ain't bragging if it's true, Steve. It ain't bragging if it's true.
But again, here's the thing, though. That this list will be the same 8 people every week. So I kind of want to mix it up. There'll be more chances for Milroe to make the list.
Hey, let me ask you a question on that topic. Is this guy Kalen DeBoer already top 3 coach in college football? He's
Yes.
33-3, and he's undefeated versus Kirby Smart, Steve Sarkisian, Lane Kiffin, and Dan Lanning.
Yeah, I look, they hired the right guy. He wins nearly 90% of his games, and that game plan the first half, I haven't seen a good Georgia defense get riddled like that ever. To go up 28-0 and to make it look so routine. And look, you can make an argument that, hey, he got conservative and they nearly blew it. But you look at that guy's record and the way he has turned around careers. And the most impressive thing is he went from Michael Penix to Milroe, adjusted within his system, and is maximizing both quarterbacks. So that is the mark of an adaptable coach that can evolve his offense towards his talent. Now, bottom 5, I'm making a little bit of an amendment. I'll get to it. Number 1. Not really number 1, but they've been here probably every week with FSU.
I did not know they got – I was on the boat, Steve. I did not know they got blown out like that by SMU.
FSU is worse than they were with Willie Taggart. And when you listen to some of these shows and you look at FSU media and the fans, I've never seen a coach that goes 13-0 in the regular season and 5 games into the very next season is on the hot seat. But Steve, this is what happens.
I broke it down. Steve, I wanted to get your interest on this topic. I broke it down with Smitty. They quit last year when they didn't get in. Their sales got deflated, and then they didn't play half their roster. Georgia put 60 on them. That carried over into this season. Did it not?
To a certain degree, they also hit what I would call a portal bubble. When your roster is so portal-laden, you better hit on every single guy. And DJU, I think, was a bad eval. I really do. I almost feel bad for him because I've never seen this much hatred of any Florida State player. I remember Chris Ricks used to get a lot of heat, but that was a little bit before social media completely exploded. So it's not day-to-day the way it was. And now it looks like DJU has an injury. It's going to be Brock Glenn. And now they have to go into Clemson, who wants blood. And Clemson is a team that I didn't give up on. Clemson is going to keep winning games. I think they will be in the ACC championship game. But Florida State, I look at their schedule, and outside of Charleston Southern, there's not a for sure victory left. They could actually be a 2-10, 3-9 squad. And at that point, I do wonder what is the long-term future of Mike Norvell. Number 2, Ole Miss. I know Kentucky has a scratch and claw, backbiting, tough defense, but you're at the SIP. You've got to convert and you got to win home games. And that offense put up a lot of numbers against cupcakes, and then you shit the bed. And here's the thing. They could still make the playoffs, but now they're in a position that it's one thing to lose to a Georgia or Bama if they're on your schedule. When you lose to a Kentucky and now you're looking for an at-large bid, that loss might be their version of Northern Illinois. But you know what? Shout out to Mark Stoops. They looked absolutely horrific against South Carolina getting blown out about a month ago. They played Georgia to the wire, and they found a way against Ole Miss. So maybe that's really not a bad loss. Let's see if Kentucky can continue to develop that offense led by Vandergrift, because they still don't put up a lot of points. Number 3. Now, it's not the Big Ten refs. I've changed my mind. There was an illegal touching. Maybe it wasn't an offside on the onside kick. It wouldn't have mattered. I'm going to go with the ACC refs, and I'll tell you why. The Miami-Virginia Tech game, the very ending of it, people keep talking about the possession of the football and all that stuff, and how the touchdown was overruled. First of all, it never should have been called a touchdown. There was never clear possession throughout the ground. You have to survive the ground. That's the Calvin Johnson rule. But what everyone is missing, and I kept trying to tell people, and I'm at the game, and I'm in the opposite end zone, and I'm looking at the replay, when Isaiah Horton, who wore number 43, was on the ground, Smitty, and his body is out of bounds, or at least his butt and his legs.
Yeah.
And he touches the ball, plays over. If a ball is not possessed and an out-of-bounds player touches the ball, it's dead. Whatever happens afterwards is inconsequential. So as we're reviewing this, I'm trying to tell people, guys, I think that ball should be dead, because I've seen it when a kickoff, if a ball is right next to the out-of-bounds, You know what they do, Smitty? They teach guys to step out of bounds and touch the ball because now it becomes an illegal kick.
Yeah.
It's the same exact concept. But Miami did a poor job of not knocking the ball down. And Coach, we talk about it. Maybe in these Hail Marys, why do teams keep going with 2 and 3 man rushes? Get 4.
But like, real quick, to be devil's advocate, real quick before I forget, because I was the guy. I was in a group chat, I think, with JB and maybe Shaun King, and I was on Twitter. I thought Virginia Tech got cheated only because of this. I didn't think it was enough evidence to overturn it. And typically, historically, in cases like this, the call on the field is the one where you stick with if you don't have just clear cut, without a shadow of a doubt, evidence. And to JB's point yesterday, we talked about this topic. It was like an 8-minute review.
It was. It wasn't
clear cut evidence.
But it's clear cut. Our guy Isaiah Horton's out of bounds. He touches the ball. There was never a clear grasping of the ball. I didn't understand. And then people are saying, well, the call was right, but the call's right then. That referee.
The only issue I have, that call should have been a 1-minute call if it was going to be overturned, not 8
right.
minutes. 8 minutes would have been to keep the call.
Why did it take 8 minutes then if it was so clear?
That's a great question, but I don't think that referee made a guess. He should never guess. And again, you have to understand the rule. When an out of bounds player touches the ball, that ball play is over. I did not understand this whole thing. And everyone's like, well, they got the call right, but no, there's no but. They got the call right. So number 4, Kansas. What a disappointment. Andy Kotelnicki is very missed. Jalen Daniels is not the same player that I fell in love with. Lance Leipold's going to do a good job there. They're building that new stadium. It's been a funny year with their home field. There's no advantage. But not good. Not good. They're one of the bigger disappointments in the year, and they're 1-4. And quite frankly, I don't know if they could salvage this season. And number 5, I could put this team in just about every week. UCLA. And I think I may have already, so I broke my rule, but they're bad. That game was not even that close. Oregon gave them a pick 6 right before half, or they would have given up a 40-burger. I don't see a lot of progress. And until UCLA as an athletic department and an administration decides that we are going to make a real commitment to football, not this token effort and living on some tradition from 50 years ago, they're going to be a bottom half Big Ten team for a very long time. And Deshaun Foster, I am already hearing from fans that they think this is a disastrous hire, and they're already looking forward to the new coach. So it has not been a good rookie year for Coach Foster.
I hate this. I hate this whole – because it's not good for anyone. That's the thing about it. Like, when you hire these guys, regardless of color, race, I don't want to hear any of that shit. We're always worried and talking about we're already waiting for the new guy. Like, it literally happens during the guy's first year, and we're already like, get rid of the guy. And then he made this horrific press conference that was an embarrassment on the organization and university. That's I think the all-time winningest university in the history of all the United States of America as far as overall national champions. I think UCLA has more than anybody combined. And I'm looking at it like, wow, that's who took the stage. And then if the players would have came out, and Smitty and I said, I don't care about the speech, Steve. If they run through a wall for the guy, fuck the speech. But they haven't. They look atrocious. They look worse. And it's like, uh-oh. Now it's like even alarming it worse. And then guess what? It's going to be another brother that gets hired that gets fired. And now we're looking at that as another piece to this. And it's like a lot of these guys, Marcus Freeman, Deshaun Foster, these guys have never coached before. I don't understand the ignorance on hiring them, though.
I'm with you, but look, at least Freeman has had some bad losses. He's also had good wins.
Yeah, Freeman hasn't done like that.
Look, and he's going to look. And Notre Dame is a better program than UCLA when they took over. But Freeman still might win 10, 11 games this year. That was a good victory over Louisville. Gutted it out. Offense still not very good. But here's the issue. I see no improvement because you can improve and not win games. I get it because that schedule is very tough. I thought they made some progress against LSU being tied up at 17 at Death Valley. But when I watch UCLA, they just don't look like they're getting better.
But you know what? I'd argue like Freeman, this hire that Freeman's good and all this, to me is just optical illusion. It's Notre Dame, people. Let's be honest. One of the most resourceful universities in America with the biggest TV deal in America. It's Notre Dame, and this guy inherited Notre Dame. We act like he's out here not losing to Northern Illinois and Marshall, and he's out here winning playoff games. This is a guy through attrition will be good. Because it's Notre Dame. Like, let's not be honest. Let's act like this.
Then how do you judge him then? Like, because like I've seen coaches take over like good programs and they end up being worse.
I judge him on what he's done, Smitty. I'm judging.
I mean, Brian Kelly didn't win an Natty when he was there. He went to one, got blown out, and then that was it. So like, what? I mean,
I'm not the biggest Brian Kelly guy either. But I'm just telling you right now. It's not my point, Smitty. Everyone wins 10 games at Notre Dame. Look it up. God damn. Everybody wins 10 games.
Well, I mean, look, Brian Kelly did some good things. Played for a national title. He got blown out by Bama, but they made the playoffs a couple times. Marcus Freeman's going to have to fix that offense to be a little bit more explosive and cohesive. I still don't think Riley Leonard's a real natural thrower of the football. But with UCLA, look, people aren't happy with the athletic department. They're not happy with the athletic director. And when I look at UCLA games at the Rose Bowl, there is no enthusiasm. I know for a fact they give away a lot of their tickets to the firemen because my friend's a fireman that you met, Coach, at the Super Bowl. I know for a fact they give away a lot of tickets. There used to be a time when it was Cade McNown, Bob Toledo, 97, 98, when they were playing for Rose Bowls and in the national title hunt. They would get 65, 70,000, and even for UCLA SC, they'd get 95 to 100,000. I don't know if they're going to get 100,000 real fans this year for 5 games. I'm being dead honest about it.
I'm going to be honest. If I'm UCLA right now today, I'm getting my collectives together. I'm getting my donors together, and I'm getting everyone in powers that be. I'm calling Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to Russell Westbrook to Troy Aikman and Flipper Anderson and Shaun LaChapelle and fucking Gaston Green. You name it, I'm calling all of them. And I'm saying, give me $7-8 million. I'm trying to hire Barry Odom today.
Ooh.
I'm trying to hire Barry Odom right now. Let's do it now. Be proactive, not reactive when the season's over and Florida State throws a bag at Barry Odom and Notre Dame throws a bag at Barry Odom and Florida throws a bag at Barry Odom and all these other schools throw a bag at Barry Odom. UCLA, do it now. I'm telling you, listen to me right now, young East Coast AD that's absolutely fucking horrific. You listen to what I'm telling you right now. Maybe go hire a president. How about the president listen to? You have a PhD, sir, ma'am. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, and bring back that guy, Joe Bruin. Bring back the traditional
Maybe
Joe
you should
Bruin.
use the PhD too, Steve. Maybe he should use the PhD and hire an AD with some West Coast ties. Maybe. Just maybe. And maybe USC, you can do the same thing. I don't know, but what do I know? Hey, Steve, are the worst 4 picks to start an NFL draft ever Trevor Lawrence, the Mormon MILF Hunter, Michael Pitts, Kyle Pitts, and Trey Lance? Those were the 4 picks in Trevor Lawrence's first. And I looked at it today and I saw it and I just thought of it during the show today and I was like, these might be the worst first 4 of all time.
You know, Steve Kim was the right person to ask this question because he remembers every single draft since I think 75.
I mean, I just
think about it.
It's among the worst. Yeah, I didn't know it was that bad. I look, there have been drafts that are quarterback heavy, and the quarterbacks are all overdrafted except for 1 or 2 guys. That's a very interesting that's bad because Kyle Pitts, I thought, would revolutionize the tight end position. It hasn't happened. Zach Wilson was overdrafted. BYU played a really weak schedule in 2020. Trevor Lawrence is a guy I thought would be a superstar, and he seems to be regressing right in front of our eyes. He does have a playoff victory. So, yeah, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a 4. Let's just put it this way. It's not exactly like 1989 when you had Troy Aikman, Barry Sanders, Derek Thomas, and Dion.
Oh, man. Woo. Yeah, that's a good
But, of course,
point.
number 2 is Tony Mandarich. Yeah, we had to stick him in there. He didn't work out.
Hey, man, Steve, I know you're on Whitlock later. I think I might be. I'm not sure. But I'm just telling you, there's a lot going on with this NFL thing and how bad the product is. I'm glad you got to see at least 2 gunslingers last night throw the pill around. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not so sure that Geno Smith's not a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. Like, look at it. I think Goff's in there. I think Geno's in the mix now. You still got to have Aaron in there and Mahomes, even though Mahomes looks really bad right now. Burrows, I would not have him in there as of right now. And then you look at these other guys. Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels are sitting there fighting for being in that discussion.
You know, with Goff, it's clear Detroit after that loss to Tampa Bay, which they should have won. I don't think Goff was very good. He had a couple red zone interceptions first 2 weeks. They have gone back and they've said to Ben Johnson has said, I'm going to run the ball here. I have a dynamic 1-2 duo at running back with Montgomery and Gibbs. I'm going to make it easy for Goff by taking the pressure. He's not meant to throw 45 passes a game. So the run-pass ratios evened out a little bit. Lean on the run game. And look, Goff's one of the few guys that can still play under center, do play action, and then deliver strikes. And yesterday was a very good, efficient, accurate game. And that's the formula because you rest that really shaky Detroit back in. That defense, that secondary is bad for Detroit. They still have not fixed it. It's like their whole defensive game plan is Aiden Hutchinson get some sacks or we're going to give up a lot of points and yards. But Goff is a guy that the better the run game is, better he is. And Coach JB, you know who I was impressed by Sunday? I was watching the game on my JetBlue flight. I love the way he operated from underneath center and play action. And I thought he got the ball off on time and delivered it pretty accurately. Lamar Jackson, I thought Lamar played one of his better games. And no matter what the stats say, I like what they're doing. They're going underneath center, much more pistol, and letting Derrick Henry run downhill. It's none of that read option. It's none of that. You don't have to make a jump cut.
I don't know why Smitty got up. I mean, exactly
somebody knocked at the door. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I said. For them to have success needs to happen. I don't know why he got up as if I haven't said that.
No, somebody knocked on the door. That's it. I heard a noise.
Yeah, because you know.
But I think Baltimore's going to be tough, guys. They're going to bludgeon teams up.
I agree with you 1,000%. I think what you're saying is an absolute fact.
Of course you do. He's a black quarterback. But listen, let me tell you something. Let me ask you something real quick. I truly believe that this offense still has no continuity and is not meshed together, contrary to everyone else's belief. Because they. But
wait a minute, Coach. I think they've come a long way in a month. If you go back to what they're doing in Kansas City,
they have
to now, they now have a formula. I mean, they know how to use Justice Hill. He's a quick little scat back, but Derrick Henry still has life in those legs. And when you run them downhill, these modern-day NFL defenses do not run fit well. They do not want to be physical at the point of attack. They're going to bludgeon teams. They're going to body punch these
Super Bowl champions. Lamar told you when he got drafted, I'm going to bring a Super Bowl to Baltimore. This is the year. Put your money on it right now, Steve.
Smitty, have you not learned in the playoffs they load the fucking box and make the guy throw the ball? I mean, can't throw, homie. Goddamn. Stop betting. I want you to bet all your money on that shit.
I'm betting it. I am.
Hey, Steve, real quick. I don't believe they're going to marry the offense. I still don't think. I think later in the season it's going to be the book is going to be out, and we know when you're in pistol what we get versus under center what we get. Monken is marrying it up a little better between the pistol and the under center and still running enough play action. But if you look at Detroit's continuity, and I know we're not a running quarterback in golf, but Baltimore can do similar things. They can get under center. They can get in and hand it to Gibbs in the pistol. They can get under center and run boot naked with Lamar and do all those things, plus still run QB +1 both ways. They can run under center, pull out. So she said, pull out and boot naked and shit behind actually two big backs and QB run game it under center. They can do little things like that. When they start marrying it up totally, it is a scary team, but I don't think they're as good on defense as they've been. And I don't think they're good on the edge. I don't think they're good enough with Bateman, and they haven't got the ball to their tight end Andrews.
Zay Flowers is good.
I like been balling.
He's more comfortable with Likely. He's more comfortable with Likely, and I don't know. I think he's got to get both of them involved, though.
Well, yeah, look, you're not going to have Derrick Henry for that long. He's towards the tail end of a Hall of Fame career, so you got to ride this horse. But Baltimore still hits people in the mouth on both sides. And
let me ask you, though, Steve, is T-Rich onto something when he says he's not so sure that you're right? Because he thinks in this soft league, that linebackers don't fill. Nobody wants to tackle ISO
Right.
back. He could play for another 5.
Well, you're right, but I'm just saying the way the running backs are devalued, but you're still talking about a guy. This is what, his 7th, 8th year? I mean, I guess, I don't know. I'm just talking about a guy that could do what he did. I mean, the way he ran away from defensive backs on that first play,
Man.
87 yards. They did not even come close to catching. I'm thinking, wow. I'm just saying, to me, I'm talking about a peak version of a Derrick Henry that can carry you at times. And if you're going to play an outdoor game where weather is going to be an issue, guys like Derrick Henry can make a huge difference. And I thought one thing they didn't do well enough in that Kansas City game where they lost that AFC Championship game, they didn't stick to the run enough in that game.
They did.
So,
yeah.
But I like Baltimore.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this though. I don't know if he can. I don't know if that offense is well versed enough with no edge guys to, when I load the box in the playoffs, like Kansas City will do, Buffalo if they make it, the Jets if they make it. They do not look like a playoff team. The Steelers, whoever, the Chargers, whoever's in that division or in that playoff run later in the season, they load that box. And no edge
Right, but you don't
players.
like Zay Flowers? I think Zay Flowers is a productive.
Yeah, but he's
playmaker.
not enough. He's not enough. That's why Kansas City right now is facing an issue too. Who are they going to go get right now? They are down to basically Xavier Worthy and Kelsey, and no back. Who are they going to go get right now? I'm trying to figure out. They're going to have to make a move. I think
Lamar has enough. I love Zay Flowers. I think Bateman is solid. He's not a guy I'm saying you can just depend on every single game, but he's a guy who can make a couple good catches. You still got was Nelson Aguilar out there. Isaiah Likely is his basically his wide. He's a tight end, but he's basically his wide out number 1. And I think Mark Andrews will get back in the form. There was a couple passes yesterday or during that game. I saw one wide open. Lamar threw it right to him on the money. Andrew just dropped it. You know, he catches that ball. He probably damn near scores. So I think there's enough. I think as the season goes, they'll continue to grow, continue to get better. Again, it's only week 4. And to Steve's point, we've seen a ton of growth from week 1 to week 4 already. So there's no signs right now that it's going to slow down. So I don't know.
Hey, Steve, as you get out of here real quick, though, Bailey, can you pull up the top 10 quarterbacks? I just broke it down, Steve. I don't think there's a NFL quarterback on this list. Not one. Not in the future. I don't see him. And I want to bring up Cam Ward, your guy, because Shaun and I broke him down during the game, and I'm like, the more I've watched Cam Ward now that Miami's a relevant team, and I'm watching them win, and they're big, and now they get a lot of attention on TV. He misses a lot of layups, and his mechanics have gotten worse game to game. In my opinion, just watching him with my eye, I don't see him translating like I did early on. For some reason, something's going on there. And I was watching it. I was talking to Greg and Kevin Olson on 3-Way. And during the game, and they were on the way to Frisco to call the Niner game the next day. And he was like, I agree, JB. He's like, Cam's losing his platform. He's dropping his platform. The ball, you see a lot of easy, intermediate routes being overthrown because he drops his elbow, and it's a simple layup, like Shaun always likes to call it. I don't know what's going on there, but watch it for me. I'm telling you.
Yeah, look, everyone was lauding him for the comeback, but I kept saying he had 3 turnovers. That's not a good game.
Yeah.
And 2 of those, every one of his turnovers either took away Miami points or led to Virginia Tech points.
And Steve, look at this list. You're going to go where? So let's say Shedeur goes. I don't agree that he's number 1, but let's say he goes to Carolina again and starts right over again and being a horrible-ass rookie place. I mean, that's what we're doing with these guys.
Look,
it's bad. That's why NFL.
The guy that I do like is Quinn Ewers, but there are durability concerns with him.
I said that with Smitty. I don't see him going. He reminds me of Joe Burrow. Like I'm getting too much of that.
That's not a bad thing.
Right.
That ain't a bad thing.
Right.
Hey, Steve, the worst quarterback you're going to get is Joe Burrow. I'd be like, okay, I hate the way he dresses. I don't like his new haircut, but I'll take this guy.
No, but I mean, hurt. He's always hurt. That's
I get it. He looks like Big Macaulay Culkin. I get it.
Overrated.
But still,
Carson Beck, Steve, is overrated. Jackson Dart, I don't believe translates. Drew Aller,
system guy.
City. Nussmeier, a friend of a buddy of mine's son, but he's horrible. Miller Moss is just deer in headlights. Anytime a big game, he reminds me of Jared Goff. He can't bust a grape in a fruit fight in a big game.
But Jared Goff, that's not a bad comparison either.
Will Howard's
been to a Super Bowl and an
NFC Championship. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, it is the worst NFL quarterback era of all time. But Will Howard,
a good quarterback, bro.
Will Howard's the worst quarterback on the most loaded roster.
Will is a guy that's a good college quarterback who, if Ohio State gets behind in a game, which may not happen this year, and they have to dig themselves out with the throw game, he might not be the guy. The quarterback that I think everyone's waiting for that's a true top 5 pick is Nico Iamaleava.
That's next year. Yeah, he's the best. Him and the kid in Arizona are the 2 most translated NFL guys.
Well, the thing with Fafita's 5'9", though, Coach. There's some issues with him.
He's 6 foot.
He's 5'9". He's like 5'10". He's not 6 foot.
When we measure him, he'll get to Bryce Young.
When I seen him, he's shorter than me, and I'm 5'11 and a half. So
So anyway, guys, look, Coach, you ought to think about actually going up to that Cal game.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't mind. Like, I'll drive up there. I could drive either car. I don't know. I may take the boat up there. But I'm thinking about it seriously but Callie had surgery, so I got to figure out if I can get an AE sitter. If I get an AE to come sit, then I might do it. I might drive up Friday. When's the game?
Well, let me know. I'll talk to you guys Thursday.
When's the game? Saturday?
Saturday night, 7:30 Pacific.
Let me work on it. All right, I'll talk to you Thursday.
All right, guys. Talk to you later, Smitty.
Peace.
Man, we got to take a break. It's been nonstop.
I need a 7-minute commercial real quick.
We got the dick riders on TikTok, the young little basement mama titty sucker kids in there, and then we got those guys. We've had a couple hundred over there all show. We do the realest show on planet Earth, man. We got to take a commercial break because Trent Richardson is going to join us, and we're going to ask him, was he right about Derrick Henry and the longevity that the NFL running back now can sustain because the defenses don't hit him anymore? Was he right when he said that 3 weeks ago? We're going to break that down, plus all things Alabama, Georgia, and Alabama moving forward, Kalen DeBoer, and more. Plus, we got all real talk and real talk banter to end the show. We got a lot going on, and I got a daily rant right after this commercial before T-Rich that you won't want to miss. We'll be back in 5. Peace.
Yeah, what advice did you, you feel like I know you always thinking back to like, what would your grandpa tell you in this situation or that situation, this situation? In this current moment, what do you think grandpa or grandma would tell you, kind of a word of advice to handle this current situation right now when you think about just the landscape of what's going on and where you at, the level you are? What would they tell you right now in this scenario?
Look, let me tell you something. My grandmama used to say, you better live for the day because you might not be here tomorrow. And I'm gonna tell you something. I look back on all this stuff. We done lost Frankie Beverly and Babe. We done lost Rich Homie Qua. We done lost what's the name for the Lion King? What's the king name?
J. Earl Jones.
We done lost J. Earl Jones. So let me tell you something. You don't never know when you go get your last piece of that good old stuff. So I'm gonna tell you something. I may not be as young as I used to be, and I may not get it in as much as I used to. But if I got me an opportunity to get me a nice little old tenderoni named Michelle. Oh yeah, Michelle. Oh boy, you got me reminiscing.
It was good.
But if I got me an opportunity to get me some old bumpy grind, I'm gonna get it. And that's
Michelle.
Live today because you may not be here tomorrow.
Let me ask you, bro. Last thing, before I know you're busy schedule, you got all kinds of shit going on. You're probably flying back and forth ESPN right now. And the Michelle girl that everybody you went viral for last night. We got a bet going on here in the studio.
Okay.
Over under. And you just got to give us over under. You just got to give us over under. You don't got to put her privacy out there because I know she said she private. We got an over under on this. How old was she on? 27 over or under? We got.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say, because I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Under. Now it wasn't no R. Kelly like under, but it was under, baby. Like them young. I like them young. When the younger they are, the more freaky they is. I like them nice and young. And she sure was. She was under. And even Ocho said she was fine. So when the news come out, because you already know it is, at some point, just know that Unc was getting it in with a nice young tenderoni under 27.
You got a foot fetish, Unc?
Do I got a what?
A foot fetish.
Oh, boy, much as I've been running, scoring all these touchdowns on these feet, I sure do. I love me some feet because my feet messed up. My feet look like LeBron James. So I sure do got a foot fetish. I love the way them old tenderoni feet look with no corns on.
I respect, man. Listen, I don't know why everybody going at you. I think it's a good look for you. Helps your shows grow. Club Shay Shay.
Of course, a good look. Look, all my merch is sold out. Everything nightcap is sold out. Everything on the website. You can't find nothing on there. So you done right. It's a good look. Now, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to go live. I'm not going to say that. I'm embarrassed by it. I am totally ashamed. But something good came out of an embarrassing situation, and I am sold out of my merch once again. So, you know, I take it for what it is. I take that check.
I bet you will, man. I know JB thought you had set it up.
I thought it was fake.
He thought it was fake.
I'm gonna keep it real on here. I tried to go on IG Live, and it takes a process. It's literally like 5 steps. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you just threw it on the bed and the motherfucker went live. I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. I don't know, man. Did you also win the Mega Millions? Because that shit had to be one of the most. You just throw it up, and that motherfucker hit live. There's just no way. Because I just went through 5 steps and I couldn't even get to live.
I don't. Well, maybe it was Mark Zuckerberg. Somebody did it. It wasn't me.
You don't think your homegirl Michelle might have set you up, homie? Like, I think that's my conspiracy.
Look, that's highly possible. You know, it could have been one of those situations where she went live, and I didn't know she went live. So all I did is came home, took my clothes off, threw my phone on the bed. So unless Michelle went live and didn't tell me, and didn't let me know, or unless I got hacked because somebody else went live, I don't know how it happened. I'm just glad that they didn't show me.
Did you have a midget on his knees behind you guys?
Look, hey, look, Uncle, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know what went down and how it happened, but like I said, I'm just so glad it didn't have me on there because I would have been way more embarrassed than I am now.
Last question for me: has your DMs been like popping even more in the last 24 hours? Like, have all the ladies been trying to get some a piece of Club Shay Shay, a piece of Unc?
Look, let me. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. This exclusive right here. Don't nobody even know this yet. I done got me an offer from Pornhub.
Are you kidding me?
Pornhub did offer me $1 million to go live and have sex and be sponsored by Pornhub. Now I done told y'all this first. Don't nobody know that. So when it hit TMZ, when it hit social media, just know I said it right here with Smitty and Coach JB first.
Exclusive news. Exclusive.
That's exclusive news. And if you don't believe it, Google it after we hang up.
Well, man,
I got one last question. One last question, man, before we let you go.
Okay, Coach.
I heard the name Michelle.
Okay.
But I'm hearing some very, very interesting takes. I got a few friends over at ESPN that text me, and I gotta ask you, man. Did you just use the name Michelle, but the real name starts with M as well, as in Molly Quorum?
Oh my God!
Was that Molly Quorum? Keep it real, is that Molly Quorum, homie? Was that Molly Quorum? Keep it real, was that Molly Quorum?
Come on now. Hey, come on now. Now you being messy. Now you know that Stephen A. stuff. You know that Stephen A. stuff. You coming over here, you being messy now. Now you being messy. Now I'm not gonna confirm or deny. But I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. You trying to give me a Stephen A. and I can't, and then you gonna walk off. You know you was wrong for that. Oh boy, you was wrong for that. You wrong for that, Coach. You asked me, y'all wrong, man.
Hey, as long as it wasn't mean at times.
No.
As long as it wasn't mean at times, I'm good with you.
Oh man.
Without a doubt, it's Compton in the house. Without a doubt, it's Compton in the house. Without a doubt.
Yeah, new lighters. Shout out to Honest brand lighters. They shot me 2 different lighters, cold ones too. Look at this. Ooh, matching set. Got the cutter in, the V cutter built in. Look at that. Pop the bottom. Boom. V cutter. And the stogie goes on top. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Shout out. We'll see if they want to do a deal. Well, let's get into this daily rant. Because I got something to get off my motherfucking chest. Rest in peace, Charlie Hustle. Pete Rose passed away yesterday at the age of 83. The greatest hitter of all time and still holds the record to this day. There's no debating what he did in baseball. Played it with the ultimate aggression. Man of men, alpha male playing baseball. Charlie Hustle running into catchers, blasting them at the home plate. Yet he isn't in the Hall of Fame because of gambling. Not only gambling, but betting on his own team, which at the time wasn't illegal on paper. Yet Marge Schott hated his guts because she couldn't have him to herself, contrary to belief. But what do I know? They have refused to talk about Pete Rose in mainstream media. ESPN, Disney conglomerates have refused to back him up, refused to push him into the Hall of Fame, yet use DraftKings as their major sponsor today. And simple irony and hypocrisy is amazing to me. Last night during two Monday Night Football games, the media, being ESPN and ABC, wanted to do a piece on Pete Rose because he suddenly died. How fucking ironic. The timing is just impeccable, ESPN and all you mainstream fucks. Nothing before, though. Nothing on Pete Rose ever before that. Nothing to say. Hey, I have something to say. Reggie Bush and others are now suing the NCAA years later for what? Oh, NIL usage. Maybe we should allow you in the Hall of Fame, Pete Rose, since we do push gambling at every professional sports level with our platform, sponsored by DraftKings. Maybe we should put you in similar to how Reggie Bush and former players are suing for now what's called NIL. I don't understand the difference in those two. Maybe, just maybe, that would have been a cool thing to do. What a fucking joke, ESPN, you are. You pussies are all the absolute worst of the fucking worst. And if you ever think I will watch another fucking thing on your shit-ass woke network, you got me fucked up. Fuck you, ESPN, and 90% of you fucks who work for your pussy-ass organization. They are not there to stand up for guys like Pete Rose, even though last night all your baseball fucks acted as if Pete Rose was their fucking idol and how they looked up to him if you didn't watch the piece. No, you didn't, you lying fucks. You cowardly fucks. You sold your soul to a network instead of standing on business and having the balls of steel, let's say sage steel, and leaving that pussy-ass network and standing on business, defending the guy that you say is your idol. Coach JB's daily rant. But what do I know when I say Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame and should have been in a long, long time ago? Put all the steroid fucks in there too. Because, goddamn it, Barry Bonds was the best hitter we've ever seen in modern-day history. I don't care how many steroids you think he took. And put Jose Canseco in there and put fucking Sammy Sosa and put all these other motherfuckers in there too. Because, damn it, Smitty, I miss baseball when there were home runs hit. I miss baseball besides two guys, Ohtani and Judge, being the only two guys hitting home runs now. Remember we had 40 guys hitting them out all-time high? Put them all in the damn Hall of Fame, man. Stop being so goddamn petty over your personal beliefs. Now we use DraftKings as our sponsor, but let's not push Pete Rose to the Hall of Fame for gambling on his own team. Pretty much the irony, Smitty, as you would say, is pretty impeccable.
You said it.
Damn shame.
You said it, man. Sponsored by 5 Hour Energy, man. Make sure you go get your 5 Hour Energy right now. Let them know the Coach JB and Big Smitty sent you 5 Hour Energy, the best energy drink out right now. Woo! Bring that fire back from commercial break. What we got next, though, man? What do we got next? Then we got T Rich right around the corner. He's gonna be joining us real soon. Let's keep these things rolling, man. Hey, first of all, before we continue to move on, though, I ain't talked to the chat. What's going on with the chat right now? What's going on with the chat right now?
While you're waiting to hear from the chat,
yeah,
we got a little commercial ad read from our main men over and women at First Round Performance.
What?
Let's drop it real quick for everybody out there so you understand. First Round Performance brought to you by the Coach JB Show, brought to you by First Round Performance. What up, man? This is a proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, and it is First Round Performance.
Yeah.
Make sure you head on over to firstroundperformance.com. We got the merch, the gear. They are top-notch company.
High quality, JB. All about the quality here. Workout gear, exclusive gear. What's that right there, JB?
By the way, nobody else in the country or the world has this short right here. You can put this short on. It helps your back. It helps your hamstrings, helps your quads as you work out.
What?
You can wear these right underneath your workout shorts or what have you. It's kind of like a girdle, but very, very comfortable. Shorts Against Syndrome. It's SAFS. Go head on over there and check it out. First Round Performance.
JB, they got workout bands. They got ankle weights.
What's this?
What's in that box?
Kind of good.
It's our first time seeing this.
What's this?
I'm nervous. What's that?
A 40-yard dash electric timer. You can go get your workout on with the light and the strobe, the whole deal. Firstroundperformance.com.
Oh, you just turned it on, JB.
Bam.
You want that smoke?
Go check it out.
I know you ain't trying to race me,
I
JB.
might race Smitty and smoke him.
You ain't trying to race me. You scared of that life.
Yeah, this is real deal. You guys got to go check it out. Firstroundperformance.com. Head on over there. Proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show.
Nice, JB.
With Big Smitty. And
oh, this is mine, right?
hell yeah. Listen, their premium gear, including the revolutionary SAFS shorts I just showed you, are expertly designed by a leading orthopedic surgeon to align your hips and relieve your pain. It is trusted by athletes and active individuals alike, whether you are pushing your limits with their high-quality resistance bands, as Smitty just showed you, or boosting recovery with the powerful dual-spectrum red light therapy devices that I just showed you. First Round Performance delivers the tools needed to stay at the top of your game. Whether aiming for peak performance or simply wanting to live pain-free, they've got you covered. Visit firstroundperformance.com or shop on Amazon today. They just launched their Amazon store.com, their Amazon store. This is out there, First Round Performance on Amazon. And so go help them out and grab some performance gear today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Go First Round.
Go First Round, baby.
The promo code will be Coach JB. So check that out and head on over there today.
Get right, baby. First Round, the highest quality.
First Round Performance, go get you some merch.
Ooh, I like this shirt. I like this shirt, JB.
Peace.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we got a First Round Performance QR code that goes straight to Amazon. Straight to Amazon. You can click it right with your phone right now. Look at that.
Right now.
Do that right now. Smitty,
Matter of fact, hold on.
We're
We're going to wait here. Pull your phones out and scan it.
Go
to your camera. I'm going to do it right now, JB.
Look at that. It go right to, look at that. It go right to First Round Performance on Amazon.
Hold on.
Look at that.
It
You can go right now on First Round Performance to right there. Click it. We'll have that up every day. And you can go straight to Amazon right now. We got 3,800 people in here live. Go check it out. First Round Performance. We're going to get T-Rich in it as well, because after the Alabama ass whooping against Georgia, he now can feel that he can run down the street wearing those draws right there that we just showed you. Bring in my main man. It is T-Rich Tuesday. Legendary Bama running back Trent Richardson. NFL Bama running back Trent Richardson. Hey, dog, you might have been right about Derrick Henry and running backs being able to play.
Hold on. He's trying to. We get to that later, Jay, but you got to stay in the right order. We can fuck that for a minute. You said it was going to be belt to ass.
No, we ain't into that yet. Coach said we ain't into that yet.
You said belt to ass, T-Rich. You got the belt around you. Is 41-34 considered built to ass though?
When you beat them 10 out of 12, it is.
Yeah,
Was you nervous, Trent? Was you nervous late in that game when Georgia came back and took that lead? Players was on the sideline. They was standing on the bench. They was talking shit to the fans. They was raising their arms up. They was going crazy. Was you nervous? Keep it all the way 1,000 on this show.
Man, to be real, bro, it's one of them things to where it's like, if Nick was there, I wouldn't have been nervous at all. And I'm gonna be real with you. That's just because I've been in it with him, and I've been in that type of situation. New coach, new staff. I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yep.
Now we was built in the ass the first quarter, first half. But you know, these guys taking they gas off the pedal, man. They taking their foot off the pedal, man. You can't do that in the SEC. That's not tolerated when you're talking about an Alabama and a Georgia game. And I get it. And so my question was for this weekend, was Saban more mad at Jalen dancing in the end zone, or was he more mad at Kirby not responding in them first two quarters like he's taught him? When you looked at Nick, and Nick was like, "Damn, Kirby." Well, in my head, I'm thinking like, "Damn, Kirby, this is what you gonna put out there, and I done passed you the torch. This is what you gonna put out there."
Damn.
I done taught you everything that you know now. Not everything I know, but everything you know.
Right. You think Saban might have been mad at his protege, is what you're saying?
If it was my son, now, Coach JB, if I go out there and get our ass whooped, and I'm getting blowed out, and you know that you done taught me everything that you can teach me to not let this shit happen, or to not even lose, would you be mad at me or not? Both.
Yeah,
of y'all.
I'm always his coach. I'm always his coach, regardless of who's coaching him at the current moment. I'm always his coach, and I used to go grab my kids at halftime if I wasn't there no more. If I left the place and the kid was still there, I go holler at him and be like, "What up, coach?" Be like, "What the hell are you doing, boy? You know damn well you ain't supposed to." Yeah, I know, coach. You're right. Like, that's just what coaching is. Like, it's a father figure extension from, regardless of who your current coach. I would never cross coach and salt up a coach or hate on a coach. No, never. But I would always say, "What the hell are you doing?" That's your like fundamentally ingrained coaching that you took from me. You know what I'm saying? That should never leave. It's like a dad and a son. Like, that's just me. But
and I'm talking, and I'm speaking as in, you got your coaching staff that you had, JB. All them guys has been somewhere, has been successful. Yep. Now, them guys getting their ass built, the ass like, you gonna, hey, come on now. Hey.
That's a good point.
You at least got the stitching cord out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The board though.
He might be bad boy out there. We got to respect him.
Yeah, he might be that guy. He's undefeated versus Kirby. He's undefeated versus Sark, Lane, and Dan Lanning. He's 33 and I think 3 in the Power 5 conferences as a head coach, and he's actually just been dominating. He just kind of figured he has that it factor, like a Saban, like a Pete Carroll, like a Urban Meyer. He has that it factor. He wins and rebuilds everywhere he goes. There is no hiccup. Urban Meyer went to Ohio State. Remember, people forget on a suspended year, couldn't go to a bowl game on a sanctioned year, and went undefeated year 1.
Yep.
So what is so hard to believe that DeBoer won't do the same, T. Rich, this year at Alabama?
No, I think, man, with what he got, and this was going to be the real test for me, that Georgia game was going to tell a lot. Now, even if they would have lost, it would have told a lot how the season, like you kind of knew the mentality of the team. And we still got a lot of stuff we got to clean up, man, because, I mean, we scored 28 points in the first quarter. Ain't nowhere in hell they supposed to be back in that game like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I just can't see nobody. And I done been in a game like that, and we'd have been up 20-something, 21-0 at halftime. Right. But we're no 28 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And so that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? And both situations was kind of, similar, but they had a man over there named Cam Newton. You get what I'm saying? They had that Cam Newton. They had a Nick. They had a Nick over there on that D line that ran that defense. That was really good that year.
And I'm not comparing him to Urban and Nick. Let's pump our brakes. He hasn't won a natty yet the last time I checked. But I'm comparing him to what he does everywhere new that he takes over. And remember, he's inheriting an Alabama team. Yes, it's Alabama. T-Rich Alabama. That's legendary resources, facilities, Nick Saban, Bear Bryant. But they did lose 35 players in the portal this guy is inheriting. Let's not forget and act like he just came in. Here, Nick said, here you go, the same roster, and go ahead. He's inheriting a team and having to rebuild a team in a spring semester and is doing what he's doing right now. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, one thing about Nick, and you know, just like I knew JB, I watched your roster when I was watching the show the other day. You had some motherfuckers on that 2 and 3 squad was better than the ones.
You already know.
You got to keep them reloaded. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say he's just rebuilding.
No,
you know
it's all about nucleus too, right?
Yeah. I think he's putting it in like he got a Ferrari, but he done put them rims on that thing. He done put the speakers in that thing. He done put a new radio. He done put a new. He done did all
T-Rich,
that.
how many teams you and I and Smitty have going into the year be like, damn, we loaded. This is our best team. Blah, blah, blah. And we fucking 0-3 that start.
Yeah, like, what's going on?
Like, what's going on? Look at this Titan team, for instance. Tennessee Titans, 0-3 going in last night. They were like, man, we got a better team than this. It's just the quarterback's holding us back, or it's this and that. Last night, Mason Rudolph, fresh off a DM and abroad in the stands, taking the dude's girl. He come in, throw for 82 yards. He threw for 82 yards, and it is what it is. I don't know, dog. It is what it is. Sometimes, T-Rich.
Let me ask you this, T-Rich, real quick. Going back to the game real quick. So, like, you said that this game was going to be a big one, and you was going to learn a lot, whether it was a win or a loss. What did you learn about your Alabama Tide, Crimson Tide team as far as long term? Obviously, still early in the season. What did this win tell you? Number one, and then number two, I want to also dive into that young freshman phenom. You got 17-year-old Ryan Williams with the play of the game, and kind of get your input on that as well.
Well, first of all, y'all, I could never be in the classroom with Coach JB because I'd be in trouble, right?
Yeah.
But to just see
T-Rich,
like
real quick, not to cut you off. Does Ball State play tonight?
Good question. It ain't me. It's
disrespect. Disrespect.
Ain't no point, no fingers.
I don't even know what school JB went to. JB hopped around. JB was a transfer portal before the transfer portal even started. He went to JUCO. He went to D1. He went to IU for a minute. Couldn't make it there. Then he went to a JUCO for a minute. Then went to D2, and then he went to. He was maybe started this Trevor Porter shit. He's the reason we in this mess right now. He started this gangster shit. He was talking about the MAC.
I think they motherfuckers play at like 3:00.
I didn't pay a dime for my school, homeboy. Didn't pay a penny, homeboy.
You might as well put them motherfuckers on Monday night after.
JB had to pay for a couple semesters where he went, T-Rich. Couldn't get a full ride at JUCO. Had to pay for a semester.
Man, I'm not fooling with y'all today.
This motherfucker had to pay. I ain't never had a JUCO homie talking about a D1 homie. That's crazy.
Smitty, stay on track here.
Stay on track, JB. Sorry, Betty put his rundown together. T-Rich, I'm sorry. You go ahead. You was talking about Bama and what you learned, and you was talking about that Ryan Williams play. I'm sorry about that.
I did learn
that
them guys start fast. And that was the fastest I've seen them start all year. And so, like, that first half shows like really what that team could be. And I say the first quarter because they was going. I mean, that defense, man, bro, that defense playing first quarter. Like the offense was making amazing plays first half, right? I think second half you get kind of comfortable and you try to, not to show out on people. And I don't think it's fair because what people got to realize is, bro, like they'll do it to you. Anytime Bama lose, they trying to make everybody look like, oh, this is the end and all this other stuff. Bro, Georgia ain't beat Bama in the season since Nick got there, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it's been since Nick got there.
Yeah.
And now since Nick left. Like, they haven't beat him in a regular season. They beat him one time since Nick has been there. And I think we forget, bro, like that's just like the Clemson. Like people talking about that dynasty and all, like, bro, dynasty got to be more than 2 championships.
I'm gonna take a step further.
You got to be 3 or more, I think. I think 3 is the
Last year,
number.
Georgia team, Caps were talking about the best loaded Georgia team ever, and that Alabama team was being taught. They lost to Texas, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is a down year," and they beat that Georgia team. So, like, I'm just saying, think about it, put it in perspective. It's crazy what Saban did.
That's Bama down year, right? That's Bama down year. And it's not even just a bag on them, but it's like, bro, like it's certain stuff that y'all don't realize in that program that we have put in this game that everybody take from us. And that's what Coach built. And he got that from the top. Like, that ain't just come from Belichick. That came from the guy before Belichick. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all runs into one. And what folks got to realize, like, man, that recipe that Nick left there, if that get messed up down there, bro, and I'm not saying they got to do it Nick way, I'm saying, bro, they should be able to build and build and build and build. Like, he's been doing it every year. And so now he's giving the torch to somebody else and seeing what these guys going to do with it. And these guys are taking it to the next level. Well, they taking it to the you know.
To the level.
To the level.
To the level. Now, tell me about Ryan Williams real quick. Like, this 17-year-old phenom, man, like, what are your thoughts on him and how great he could be? They're already comparing him to Devontae Smith, who won the Heisman at the receiver position, which is very hard to do. How impressed were you by him and obviously, the play of the game, as people are kind of calling it right now, from, the game-winning touchdown?
And I'm impressed with the kid, man, as far as what he do in space, how explosive he is, because I think in the beginning of the year, they was looking for that guy who's going to be, that the spark, who's going to be the explosive guy. And I was saying earlier, I think Ryan could be it. He had to gain a little weight. But, I mean, the kid fast, man. The kid quick. He's quicker than fast.
Yeah. But
he got them hands, though, man. I will say this. But I would love to see him get open more.
Okay.
And a lot of his targets are big targets. I get it. He's the explosive player.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about, to me right now, who's the best receiver in the country, I had to go to Ohio State. That young boy out there in Ohio State.
Jeremiah Smith, yeah.
Them two are neck to neck, man. Between as far as freshmen,
he's
them
17,
two right there.
G-Red. Your guy's 17.
Yeah, we hear that. And I'm not hating. I'm not hating. But Rolando McClain was younger than me when I got into college, and he was in his junior year, and I was only 18. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rolando McClain was still 17. So he got into college when he was like 16. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got guys that
I hear you.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and it's not hating on him, but
he skipped his senior year. He supposed to be at prom right now, but he out here winning games for Bama.
Oh yeah. Now you got some guys can do that though. You got some guys can. Okay, it's not a lot, but it's a select few. Now that kid gonna be special. That kid gonna be special. And he gonna be playing for a long time. As long as he stay healthy, he gonna play the game for a long time. If I was him, with all this stuff going on in NIL, I wouldn't leave until 4th year. I wouldn't leave. I would try to get a COVID year, even though he ain't even got COVID.
Hey, T-Rich, we gotta dive into a few things on the NFL and this, and I call it the jersey swap era because of how soft it's become. But anyway, I never could imagine like Ed Reed or Ray Lewis or Rolando McClain or someone like that just playing against someone and then jumping on a podcast to talk about it the next day. Take a listen to this shit right here with Micah Parsons. And I think Darius Slay. Darius Slay. Take a listen.
Your dog CJ, man, he had some stuff said before the game. He struck again, bro.
Man, bro, that's my dog.
And before we get into this, bro, I'm not trying to, like, y'all know, bro, I'm all positive, bro. I'm not trying to attack CJ at all. Right. I know he took what I said personally, and before I even get into it, who we think he is, like, in terms of how we feel, bro, like, we all in the NFL. How one of us saying that another person don't belong here, they just that type of person, like, you feel me though? Like, even with a Pro Bowl, All Pro, like, we still could be humbled at any moment. Like, we still gonna get beat. I'm gonna still get locked up maybe for a game or a rep. It's just a game of football. It's just how it happened.
It happens.
So like,
It happens, man.
What's your thought on that, bro? Like,
yeah, hey, one thing I know about 8, man. 8 go bring the noise. 8 go bring the energy, and 8 go bring all the trash talking that half the team's not doing. So he fulfilled that need for us. You know what I'm saying? He a guy with a lot of energy. He go talk that trash, but you know, hey,
okay,
you go talk, gotta back it up.
We can stop it real quick. We can stop it. The biggest point, the biggest point is just the fact that
Smitty, can you clarify? Are these both playing? Are these? I'm not going to be ignorant here. Both of these guys on the Eagles? Not Mike, I'm saying.
CJ Gardner-Johnson and Darius Slay, are Eagles players. Last week.
Let me get it straight.
Go ahead.
So now, as these young cats say, they're ops. Now we're interviewing the ops the day later before we. Aren't they about to get ready to play here soon?
Cowboys and Eagles.
I'm just saying, T-Rich. I'm trying to figure this shit out. I don't get it, dog. I guess I'm old school. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of them things.
They don't play till November 10th. They got weeks before they play each other.
Well, it's one of them things now, bro. Like, the world is so different now, man, to where, like, you it's almost, I don't want to say LeBron effect, but it's almost one of them things to where you got everybody starting to meet each other and be nice to each other. And all like back growing up, we didn't have it. Like, your team was your team, my team was my team. But you get to a place, I think, in the NFL now, you got everybody from each program. And it's like, you know, it's supposed to be a brotherhood. Yeah. But I think it's one of them things that, like, we take it too far when it comes to not being able to have that rival no more. Like, it's no more shit talking no more. Like, everybody's getting, you know, they get too serious with it, or they get their feelings hurt. This guy shouldn't talk about me. So, man, it's football. It's sports. It's what we do. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. Everybody ain't gonna, you know, be nice and, you know, peaches and, you know, cream and all of that.
Rich. Everybody got to have a trophy, dog.
I gotta jump in real quick though.
Everybody's getting trophy though. Everybody's getting trophies right now. That's why the lead is like it is right now.
Well, I don't agree on that side. I think that's another topic. But back on the topic of everybody being friendly, I think two things could be true. And I hate hearing that, but I think you can go talk on a podcast with somebody outside of the game, outside the actual game, but then you put your pads on and it's time to compete. Let's not act like guys weren't friends back in the days. Michael Jordan used to go golfing with the opposition the day before with Charles Barkley and them, smoking cigars, go gambling with opposite teammates in the 90s, and then go take their soul the next day from the game.
But the key word you said, he was gambling. He was making a bet too. Yeah, he wasn't just going to eat dinner with him, and you know what I mean. He was, let's make a bet. Let's go in and
it was all a bet, by the way. He was taking Barkley's money, and guess what he was doing, homie? He was eating steak, talking to him, Smitty. Go look at the history.
Regardless of all the nuance of what was going on, none of us three was in there with them, so we don't know exactly what's going on. My point being was, motherfuckers were friends of opposite teams. Don't get it twisted. Everybody wasn't just beefing around the city. Hold on. They were hanging out. But when you go on that field, they were competing. That's all I'm saying.
You know how crazy you sound right now?
I sound smart.
Okay, let's admit to your point. Let's admit to your point that they hung out. We're trying to say what they do when they play, though. Was Michael Jordan not stroking that motherfucker the next day and choking his ass out?
Of course.
Who's Michael Parsons choking out, homie?
Michael Parsons said what you want about him. Michael Parsons is
motherfucking soft as willow.
Michael Parsons is not soft. Stop.
These motherfuckers is soft as shit.
Stop.
Get the fuck out of here. You act like Michael Parsons wrecking shit in the run game, homie. That motherfucker's soft as pussy.
Michael Parsons is not soft.
No,
not
he's
a soft
player.
And bigger than Michael Parsons. You got to stop trying to categorize the whole league. Everybody just soft. Because it makes us sound ignorant when you say that. Because that's not true. You can't tell me. So Max Crosby is soft. Miles Garrett is soft. Chris Jones is soft. Okay, then. So stop categorizing and saying guys are just fucking soft. That's not the truth. Derrick Henry is soft. Come on, homie. You sound ignorant when you say that.
Hold on, no. Micah Parsons is the anchor of that defense. He's soft, and therefore the defense is soft. If you look at Lawrence Taylor on that old school Giants, he wasn't going to let his defense be soft. Guess who has? Micah Parsons. The Cowboys are soft, homie. They're the last in run defense. What the fuck is that, gangster? Get the fuck out of here, homie. They're soft as pussy. Led by Micah Parsons, homie.
Well, I will say this, and this on both ends. All I know, we won that championship my last year in school, and we had the rookie symposium and stuff. And we was all in Kent and all this other stuff. And they did an interview, and they would ask me a question, who will win if we was to play RG3. Then it was me and Dante right there, and I think it was RG3. And I was like, man, they might get 13 points, and we had 35, something like that. And so Dante looked at me like, shit, what the fuck you mean? They ain't scoring nothing on my defense. I like, you right, big bro. My bad. I mean, that was his mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was his mentality. He didn't care who was right there. He didn't care, was the cameras there or not. Like that was just him. Like I was trying to, say they were gonna kick some field goals. I didn't say they were gonna score on the defense. I was thinking about field goal. But he was like, hey, they ain't even getting that. Like, we don't play that shit. Like that was just his mindset though. Like that's what coach is saying, like when it comes to the mindset of the defense sounded and felt and believed in everything Dante did. And that's how they rolled through the whole year. And so I get what Coach saying on that.
Let me ask you this, T-Rich. So, one of your biggest points when you first started this topic was that times have changed. I guarantee if T-Rich, me being a fan of you and watching you play in college and knowing how dominant you was and how big time you was at Bama, if you were playing today and all things was the same, but you the same T-Rich, but you were playing in this era, I guarantee you are capitalizing on NIL, you're capitalizing on media opportunities, you either got your own podcast, or if somebody's paying you to be a guest on theirs, you're gonna take that because it makes no sense not to do it. So that's all these players are doing in today's era. That's what it is. I understand. Darius Slay's on the Eagles, Michael's on the Cowboys. They're supposed to hate each other. I understand that. That's what's supposed to be.
No, but that's not what we're saying. You're not listening, homie. You just hear what you want to hear. I swear to God, I'm convinced that you just hear what
you got to talk better. You got to explain better than Coach.
You just got to be smarter, homie. It's not that hard.
You got to explain better, Coach.
What T-Rich and I have said is, you can go play with your ops like Michael Jordan did, but then go kill them in the game. How is that so hard?
They ain't played fucking yet. What are we talking about?
What does that have to do with
when the Eagles and Cowboys play, they out there just fucking high-fiving each other and kissing and hugging. They fucking go at it. What are we talking about, homie? They ain't played yet.
What does that have to do with making money? I guarantee you T-Rich would take advantage of NIL, as I would, but go out tomorrow and fucking mud stomp somebody and then come back. Your generation don't.
What are we talking about? Are you saying because the Cowboys have a bad start of the year that Micah should just cancel his podcast now? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Last year they won 12 fucking games, so it was cool to do it last. I don't understand what's your bigger. What is your bigger picture? What are you saying?
I guess mediocrity is the new excellence, T-Rich. Fuck it.
I don't understand what your bigger picture is saying. Like,
that's where I'm at, T-Rich. I guess Smitty's accepted mediocrity.
No, you're just not making a good point, homie. You're not making a good point.
I'm convinced, T-Rich. This motherfucker likes mediocrity. God damn, this show will never be great because this motherfucker likes mediocrity, T-Rich.
It won't be great because the leader of the show is not good at explaining his overall point.
No, the leader just won't bend over.
People don't understand what you're saying.
Like you. The leader just don't want to take it in the ass like you.
Pause.
No Diddy.
Pause, homie.
No Diddy, homie.
This boy got 1,000 bottles of baby oil behind him. Those ain't liquor bottles behind him. Those are baby oil bottles. He put baby oil in the liquor bottles to try to confuse y'all. Look at them bottles right there in the back. It's all loaded with baby oil, no liquor. Trust me.
Hey, T-Rich, let me ask you something about your former team, the Colts, who Smitty just, salivates over. Is AR5 ever going to do anything in the NFL for the Colts? Because I think we should call him IR5 now, as he is injured reserve 5.
I mean, bro, it's one of them things, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Colts, like their whole culture, bro. Like when it comes to the quarterback position, they ain't had nobody healthy. Like since Peyton left, for real. Like even when Andrew was there, like bro, Andrew quit because he was coughing up blood. Like they got to protect him. Like he's not gonna be able to do nothing if he's not on the field. Like we know that. Like he's a hell of a talent. But if they can't protect that man, if they cannot get that man something around him, he gonna retire early too.
T. Rich, let me ask you a follow-up question to that. The Los Angeles Rams, man, been riddled with injuries. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Stafford. Every single time he gets hit, he's getting up, shaking his wrist, seems to be hurt. They had a horrible loss against the Chicago Bears, led by Caleb Williams, fingernail Payton. So they kicked their ass. What are your take on this, the LA Rams, and like their future this season? Are you concerned about the Rams?
Hey, T-Rich, let's get back to IR5. He didn't even finish IR5 take, homie. Before you want to move over to my Rams, let's stay on your code. IR5 cannot sustain and play more than 2 games a year. Let's ask him that question.
Trent finished his statement. He said they got to protect him or he will not be, he'll retire. He was done.
They got to protect him or he got to protect himself and be a professional quarterback.
Well, Trent said what he said. We didn't ask you your opinion. We asked what Trent said. Trent said they got to protect him though.
I didn't hear. You cut him off and went to the Rams. That's why I was asking.
Oh, okay.
So my question for y'all, and this is from my knowledge. Like, you look at Bryce's situation. How do you handle that? Like, and that kid has really actually been able to be healthy with what's all going on. Like, how do you protect him and how do you protect his career with the way that's going over there, with what they surrounding him with?
You can't, because he can't sustain from the pocket. T-Rich, he want to run around because he has
to learn how to. If he's going to run, he has to learn how to avoid contact. And I think he's always been the biggest guy in his entire life, whether it was little league, high school, college. He's been the big, strong guy. He can run over everybody. So naturally, he's used to just lowering that shoulder and embracing the contact. But in the NFL, as you know, T-Rich, these guys are strong. These guys are just as big as you, if not bigger. You can't do that. So, like, he needs to learn how to use your gift. I'm not saying stop running. That's you have to run. Like, he's not a guy who can just drop back and throw the ball around 30, 40 times because he won't be good in doing that. That's just being real. He has to run. That duality is what makes him can make him special in time. So he has to learn how to be a smart runner. A guy like Lamar Jackson, who I know JB hates when I bring up, but if you watch Lamar Jackson, he has a natural gift of knowing when where the contact is coming and knowing when to cover up, when to protect himself, when to fall. T-Rich, you're a running back, so you understand this more than even me. Like, it's kind of hard to even explain. I thought you either got it.
So is that over? Is that learned over time though?
Right. Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what hurt.
I got a hell of a roster. I got a hell of a roster idea. We take Jonathan Taylor, put him at fullback. We put IR5 at tail, and we put Flacco at QB. And then we got the best roster possible. I mean, we saw Minshew's old ass porn star mustache win games last year when he came in, and now this year Flacco just threw.
And we missed the playoffs last year too.
That's crazy. The Colts won with Flacco, 45-year-old ass the other night, and then IR5 keeps being on IR.
Shout out to my backup quarterback Flacco. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's been a good veteran in his league for a long time. He's a better thrower of the football, but we all know that at this point of his career. After a couple games, we'll see the real version of these guys. The reason why these guys are on the bench. Oftentimes, the old veteran backup who come into the game and the other opposition didn't prepare for that guy, they come in and they succeed. But once they know that guy is going to be the guy, we tend to see the real and true colors of that old veteran quarterback play. So shout out to Flacco, really good backup, a guy who I trust coming to the game. But I want to invest in our future or our potential future in AR5. And if he's not that, cool, but I need to see a season slate so I can really understand and see that. We're not investing in a Joe Flacco who's a couple years away from retiring. It could be his last year right now.
Hey, T-Rich, this motherfucker he say this every year. This motherfucker, it's about to be year 3 of him getting hurt, and he keep wanting to see him a season, but don't want to blame the actual issue himself.
I am blaming the issue, homie. I just said he has to learn how to avoid contact. Are you not listening, homie? Are you not listening, homie? You're not listening.
You're never going to see him play, homie.
It's like you have a short attention span. Your attention span is crazy. You live for 5 seconds and you just forget everything.
You're never going to see him play. When do you realize that, homie?
When you going to see Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua and Stafford all them play together?
It don't matter. Guess what?
They do matter. It do matter. When you going to see that trio play together, let me know when. Let me know when, homie.
Takes off his Super Bowl ring. When Stafford takes off his Super Bowl ring. Hey, T-Rich. Hey, I'm cooking him, T-Rich. I'm sorry. Hey, T-Rich, real quick, let me ask you something. Jaden Daniels shits on IR5 already.
Jane Daniels look good. Jane Daniels look real good.
Hey,
I'm
that boy
just
playing.
saying, T-Rich looked at me like, damn,
No,
you're right.
Jane Daniels. I'm a realist.
By the
Jane
way,
Daniels look great
he's
right
in
now.
Washington.
Hey.
Is he not in Washington?
Jane Daniels look great right now.
Way worse roster than the Colts roster? Oh, I'm just throwing
Jane
that out
Daniels
there.
look great.
I know he do. Shout out to the black man, black quarterback.
Put your fist down.
Shout out to him. Hey, T-Rich, I got to ask you something. I got to ask you some NFL for one of your other teams, the Raiders, now in Vegas. Antonio Pierce liked an IG that said this. Smitty, read it for the audio listeners, please.
Here we go for the audio listeners. So the Sports Illustrated is a tweet. It says, "Don't be surprised that Devontae Adams has already played his last snap with the Raiders." And on this particular post, you can see head coach Antonio Pierce liked the message. Now, real quick, has anyone confirmed? I like to dot my I's, cross my T's. That is the real Antonio Pierce Instagram account, correct? We have confirmed that, right?
I follow him. He follows me. Yeah.
So he liked this post. What does that tell you, T. Rich, a guy who's been in that NFL locker room and played for a long time?
It's over with. He's gone. It's no reason. They should go ahead and trade him right now. Because if they don't, he gonna be miserable as hell. He looked like he already miserable out there.
Wait, T-Rich, was he the guy that AP was talking about 2 weeks ago, saying that this guy was standing on making business decisions and I'm going to make one too?
It got to be. Got to be, right? Like, guys made business decisions, and we're going to have to make business decisions going on. So, I mean, unless you're trying to prove a point, I mean, we know what this guy can do, right? But unless you're trying to prove a point and you trying to, because everything was cool last year when everybody was winning and
smoking cigars.
And so now it's a little clutter in the air, and people are not happy. People front office talking. All right, we gave you the power of the team. You the head coach. You the real head coach now. All this other stuff, like, you got to put production out there. Now your team is fighting with each other. You're not getting along with the players. Like, what is it?
Isn't that go back to our point about this podcasting with the ops and shit, though, and not being able to kill the opponent when we play them? To me, it's like now we're crying to get out of contracts and crying to get out of bad and rough situations. Everything's always the glitter's not always gold, homie. Like, I don't understand when did we start? This is why I love Kobe Bryant so much. He could have left many times and chased the easier path. He was like, I'm gonna stay here and win 2 with Paul Gasol and this shitty ass roster. That it seems
I
like
love Kobe to death. The trade it was a trade that was that would have been done. That I think it was either he was gonna go to the Mavs. I think Mark Cuban list out the trade. It got blocked. And Clippers too. So I'm saying,
and the Bulls.
All right, so let's not act like RIP. I love Kobe,
but he didn't
be out of there if the trade.
If you go read his bio, and when he said those 3 teams, mentioned those 3 in particular, said he could have went, and then he said he had reservations, and he looked back at it and said, you know what, I want to be different. Go look at the biopsy on Amazon. He said, I want to be different. He could have made the move happen. I'm pretty sure Kobe could have made the move happen, Smitty. You know that, and I know that if he really wanted to leave, he would have made it happen.
Forced his way out, yeah.
I think he stayed, and you know what? That's only going to cement his legacy even more. This guy, Devontae Adams, is screaming, first of all, to go play with his high school and college homeboy from Bakersfield, from Fresno, Derek Carr. Derek Carr's a bust. He leaves. Walk by faith, not by sight. Don't work. Then he comes back and now is having buyer's remorse, T-Rich. Now he wants to leave and go back with his homie A-Rod in New York. And you already know that's what he want to do.
Yeah, I definitely think
anyone Taco Bell at his house. Anyone Taco Bell. So, like, I don't get it, homie.
In his defense right now, everything JB just said was an assumption because we haven't seen anything or heard anything from the
I can't say it's fact like you and that.
So in Devontae Adams' defense, if you hear this clip, if fans hear this clip, what he just said wasn't a fact. These are just some assumptions that he's made. Devontae Adams has not said that he was unhappy. He's not said he wanted to go play with A-Rod. He has not said he wanted to go play with Carr. To our knowledge, he just was out one game, and that's all we know to this exact point. I don't want to list that to keep the credibility of our show. Go ahead, T.
It's fact that Travis Hunter's the best ever. It's fact that Colorado's the best ever. It's fact that AR5 is the best ever.
I don't know who said
it's
any of that.
Caleb Williams will be the best rookie quarterback. Fact. Everything you say is fact, but anything
I've never said anything.
Right,
anything he just listed, fans. I've never said anything that he just listed. So just for clarity. Just for clarity. I know you had a question with Tears about Derrick Henry to start in the Ravens. Why don't you go ahead and add that in, JB? It was a hell of a question you had.
What was that?
You had a hell of a question about Derrick Henry for T. Rich. Why don't you go ahead and ask him that?
I already asked him to start the show off.
No, you didn't. You started it, but then I cut you off because he had the belt, and we went belt to ass, so we didn't really get a chance to dive deep into it.
You ask him now.
I don't know what the question is.
T. Rich, as you hold the belt.
Oh shit! See, he ain't want to see you. T. Rich don't even want to look at you no more.
He got a call. As T. Rich holds the belt, fuck, he left the whole stream. God, that's gonna come back.
You know he don't know how to come back on. You know he's not good with technology.
What's up with Stephen A. suit, homie? What's up with Ryan Clark suits? Can we just wear a fucking suit? I just turned on and looked at ESPN and I got blinded by this motherfucker's. What? I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna say nothing. Fuck, I'll be good.
Yeah, be good. Be good.
T. Rich
has some technical difficulties. His phone.
Yeah, I want to ask him something else though. If he comes back,
he's back.
Yeah, he's back. Let me ask him the question real quick. T. Rich, real quick. Let me ask you the first question. Can Derrick Henry play longer than expected because of what you said on this show 3 weeks ago? That they don't hit no more. Cats are turning it down. Linebackers are lighting the ass. They don't want to really go down. Now that if they run him down pistol, down the A-gap, 240-pound back, running 21 miles an hour, had the longest run in Ravens history the other day.
199 rushing yards.
Can he play longer is my question to your point 3 weeks ago.
I told you. That man could play another 3 to 5 years the way the defense look right. You look at him, bro, they not trying to, like, if he get past that first and second level, they're not trying to touch him when he get past a linebacker. If you don't hit him when he gets started, and your linebackers are one of them linebackers are one of them Derrick Henry legs right now. He's carrying y'all as he's running down the field 22, 21 miles per hour on a regular. He don't even feel you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nowhere in hell that a 215 or 220 linebacker fit to come tackle this guy that they list as 245, which we know he's really like 255-ish, muscle down, 2% or 4% of body fat. Like, come on, man. It's not even fair to what y'all putting these kids in. Y'all putting these linebackers in situations like they can't win in. And that's not even talking about their mentality, bro. They just can't do it. Like, they're not big enough. That's like me running up against my son for right now. He's not going to be able to stop me. And if he can, something wrong with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
even when it was a more physical league and backers were bigger, it's still hard to hit Derrick Henry. The motherfucker's a machine. We haven't seen that, let alone now.
So you bring smaller linebackers in there and think that's going to happen, right?
T-Rich, man, listen, this is going back to everything, and you're full circle now coaching high school football. I got to ask you, we don't want to talk about what happened over there at your school. I usually ask you at the very end so you can get up out of here and dive out of here, but this is a question I have for you. And not in your situation that's happening, but this is happening across America's landscape and goes back to what happened at your place, and I seen this happen. Take a look at this shit and tell me why this is the problem, because we can't discipline kids anymore. We can't do what we want to do. And this happened in a high school game. Take a look at this shit.
They fighting each other right now, bro. They are fighting each other. Look, he ready. Look, ooh, my gosh, you just smacked the coach. He ready. Look, ooh, my gosh, you just smacked the coach. Look, nigga, still. Look, they're crashing out. Oh my God.
Hold on, was that a coach? He didn't look like a coach. Was that a coach?
He hit a coach, and then he went after another coach.
I'm saying that first dude right here is a coach.
Yeah.
Okay. He just his swag
didn't look
coach-esque.
Right there.
You look like a player almost, like you know what I'm saying? But okay, look young.
He got headphones on.
Oh, okay, he just look different. He don't look like a JB, but that's crazy. That's insane. If that was my kid, if I'm the parent of that kid,
you know he's probably assistant managing the kids.
He looked like a high school player who had like an injury or something, who couldn't play, and they just let him be like kind of like a assistant like that.
What are you trying to make an excuse for the kid hitting him?
No. Nevertheless, no. I'm just confirming that that's the actual coach. But regardless,
who gives a fuck?
Ridiculous.
Who gives a fuck?
That's
the bitch ass kid. The bitch ass kid is the topic here, homie. Why are you avoiding that? Why are you avoiding that?
If I'm the parent of that kid,
why are you avoiding the kid?
If I'm the parent of that kid, and if that was TJ and Tua, man, listen, they were gonna have to go. That y'all gonna see me strong on ESPN. Because first of all, my kid's not gonna never be that disrespectful to another adult.
Never.
Like that shit starts at home. And I tell a lot of these coaches that they be trying to understand these kids and trying to figure them out. Like, bro, understand their household. Understand their situation. Like, learn how to discipline this kid. Like, a lot of folks don't like getting into that coaching tree of saying that, you know what, it's different ways to discipline that kid. And somehow you can bring it back to the same thing that we're used to, but you got to do it in a different formality. Like, when you learn that and you learn how to get these kids trust, because I was talking to Nick last Monday, and I was asking him, man, because I got a couple players on my team who got it, just don't want to go to damn class or listen to anybody else. And so I'm like, Coach, how can I get him to listen to? How can I get these kids to listen to somebody else instead of just my voice? And Coach was like, they got to believe in what they're saying. They got to believe they know what they're saying. If they don't believe that, they're not going to pay no attention to them. And he said, he broke it down like, that's why you got a running back, Coach Trent. I didn't coach the running back. He said, that's why you got a quarterback for your quarterback, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, he broke it down to me like, damn, Coach, you're right. I get it now. But I relate to all the kids because I've been in all these kids' shoes as a player and as a person, but at the same time as somebody trying to get somewhere that got something to prove to myself first, and somebody who got a why back at home. And so, bro, like, it's just different ways, man. That there is unacceptable. Like, because if that was a coach putting his hands on the kids, that shit would have been everywhere. Like, JB, I ain't even seen that. You get what I'm saying? And I'm a coach. I haven't even seen that. But if I was a coach, if that was me as a coach hitting that kid, bro, would have been all on the news.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, go ahead.
You'd be done. Your coach career will be over with. You would know, you know what I'm saying, at any level, probably be locked up. You know what I'm saying? It'd be everything. But the kid can do it. You know,
I have, Smitty.
right.
That's what I always say. Coaches have I tell my coaches every time I hire them, you're in a no-win situation. You're never going to win. If you beat the kid's ass, you're fired and going to jail. If you get beat up by a 17-year-old, you're the laughing stock of coaching. You'll never coach again. So there is no win situation putting your name or self in that scenario. It is what it is.
Because you got to think about it, man. As a coach, like, if I'm a parent or if I'm a football player that coach, that's playing on that same team, and I watch this 16-year-old whoop your ass, how you think I'm gonna feel at 225, 18-year-old kid?
No respect. No
like,
fear.
Bro, like, it's like, I feared my coaches. I feared my coaches into respect, though. Like, I feared my coaches to a different level.
You feared letting them down. You didn't fear that they were
not fear like, oh, Saban's gonna beat my ass. It's like a respect. You know what I'm saying?
Nick, yeah. Nick know not to even go that route. That's one thing about Nick. That's my guy. But he know it's different.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of us think that way. About T-Rich, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these kids nowadays, I'm grown. Don't holler at me like this. I'm grown. Like,
that kills me, man.
You have no respect for your elders, and you have no fear factor of letting the guy that gives his shirt off your back down. You don't have no fear of letting him down. Like, when I went to jail, I feared like letting my dad down. I wasn't scared he was gonna beat my ass. I was like, damn, I'm at Christmas and Thanksgiving in jail, and he's here for Thanksgiving dinner in jail. I felt like I let this man down like a motherfucker. That's how I felt with my coaches. Even though they disciplined me and cussed me out, I still felt that way because I was raised at the home, like you said, right, to respect elders, to respect authority, to accept, people that are mentors of mine or coaches or teachers. Coaches and teachers were an extension of my daddy.
One of the worst things your parent or coach could tell you is, I'm disappointed in you. For me personally,
man, that hurt, bro. That hurt.
Even saying it, like I kind of felt like something in my chest. Like it's like damn, like
especially if it's someone like, man, you know, that's all right. That coach gonna be there regardless.
Yeah.
I had got on the kids till 2 weeks ago, right? And like I don't yell at the kids. You know what I mean? I coach them, but I don't have to specifically just yell at them because they listen and they, you know what I mean? They're sponges. And man, they was just, man, one day they were just going at it. Like, you know, offense and defense line, they get into it, they have a little tussle, man. But this stopped practice for like 30 minutes. And I'm looking at these other coaches watching this, and I'm looking at all this. I'm like, bro, like, and I waited till the end of practice, like, bro, what the hell are we doing? Y'all like we out here number 1 in the nation, number 2 in the nation. We ain't top 5 and shit. So what are y'all? Y'all don't have no chance to be up here fighting each other. Now we got brothers coming off the sideline because they're brother on defense and one of them now they fighting against their offensive line. You get what I'm saying? Like all that's stupid. I get it. We all get into it. We men, but man, when it take out 30 minutes of practice, all right, let's stop this. Let's all just run. Let's all just run.
That's what you gotta do sometimes. That's what you gotta do sometimes.
If it was up to me, coaches, y'all getting in on this damn run too. Because y'all sit there and watch this dumb shit.
Yep. I'm glad you said that. No doubt. Man, always T-Reds. Love it. Good luck this week. E-Dub, Eric Weddle's coaching. He's 4-1 as a head coach out here in San Diego. They play Nick Barnett's team.
Okay.
Yeah. They play Nick Barnett's team this weekend. So 2 NFL guys going at it. Nick Barnett's team went to the state finals last year, so he got a good team. E-Dub is getting his culture change over there too. So good luck over there at Hoover this week. And hey, you gonna be the head coach there anytime soon?
All right, fellas. Loved it.
See you next Tuesday. Peace. Hey, shout out to Jeff Nadu in the chat. He dropped 5 gifts for 5 people to become members. So shout out to him for doing that.
And shout out to Mike Bundy as well, man, for looking out, $19.99 donation and leaving a good message. If you are a coach or teacher, you must have love in your heart. Tough love sometimes. Shout out to Mike Bundy, keeping it real.
Jada Gok. I will have some slapstick baby oil hitting the market soon. So we got to take advantage of that. Real quick, I got a little date. I want to end this. We'll end the show in our fashion, but I want to give a little rant real quick to end the before we end the show. Real quick. You can take Smitty off because he don't need to be a part of this. I don't want him to get in trouble. Real quick, listen to this. Our current administration just asked you, the people, for donations to help Americans through a fucking hurricane, but yet we just sent another $18 billion to Ukraine and Israel, but yet we don't want to help Maui fire victims or fucking hurricane victims, and this fucking Sleepy Joe is now asking you, the American people, for fucking a GoFundMe donation. Make it make sense, man. And you really are sitting there going to contemplate voting for this motherfucker, and not one of them have been to the site? Not one of them. Man, fucking please. Hey, Joe Accord, Trump was there on site, homie. Were you? Was fucking Biden there? Was Kamala there? You're a fucking joke defending these fucking fake people. Let's be honest. What a joke. You guys are fucked up. Let me be honest. Bring Smitty back, man. Let's get back to the hell yeah, hell nah in the show in the right way. Smitty, you didn't hear any of that, but let's talk about hell yeah, hell nah.
Brought to you by First Round Performance as well as winnable.com. Make sure you go to winnable.com/slap picks right now. We are putting up all our winning betting slips on there. JB had like 6 out of 8 picks on last night rolling. I made some money. We lose sometimes. Well, we keep it real, but we win a lot. So make sure you go to winnable.com/slap picks and tune in with us. But right now, man, it's time for hell yeah to the hell no. Hell yeah, hell no. Cowboys will not make the playoffs. Ooh.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Lions, Seattle now. Niners, Tampa, Atlanta, New Orleans still in the mix.
Maybe. Washington.
They'll fall off.
Okay. Rams come back. They start getting healthy.
I think they're too hurt.
Okay.
I think the Niners are too hurt.
Oh, hold on. Vikings.
No, that's what I was going to say. And
Packers.
Yeah, both of them.
That's 7 right there. There's only 7 teams, make it.
8. I'm going to say.
I thought it was 7.
I don't know. Who cares?
7, ain't it?
Who cares? NFL's shitty. I'm going on the boat. What? I'm going to say.
I'm gonna
say hell no.
It sounds crazy.
Hell no, they're not.
I'm gonna say hell no too. I think this is gonna be the real, like, they're about to blow this shit up. Like, new head coach, new everything.
But what they fucked up on was they re-signed Dak.
They're not gonna pay Micah. They're not like, they about to just blow everything up. Jerry's like, I gotta win now. He ain't getting no younger, so I'm gonna say no. All right, hell yeah, or hell no. The Detroit Lions will win the NFC.
I'm going to say hell nah. I'm leaning heavy Minnesota right now. I think the Niners are banged. The Eagles are fake. The Bucks will falter. Atlanta, New Orleans will beat each other up.
I'm going to say hell yeah. I got the Lions winning the NFC. They're the most, like...
Here's my takeaway with the Lions.
All right, go.
Their defense of secondary is trash. Not bad. Trash.
Yep.
And I've said 2 years ago, I don't understand. I like their staff and all. The D coordinator, though, who's a great former player, is bad, bro. And I said it 2 years ago. And MCDC's loyal, man. He's sticking to his boy. The Lions defense is going to get him beat. But the good part about Aaron Glenn's the coach, but a good part about this particular year, the two teams that would give them the biggest challenges, in my opinion, you saw a banged-up Rams team that should have beat them, which I think would beat them late in the season, and the Niners are both banged up beyond recognition.
Yeah.
Both teams. This is the year for a Detroit, Green Bay, Minnesota to actually get in there because the Cowboys are down, in my opinion, and I believe that the representative is going to come out of the North this year.
All right.
I don't know who that will be. Smitty is 3 teams in the mix in that division. The 3 best NFC teams might be in that division.
Packers,
The
Lions.
top 3. I'm just saying the top 3
It's
teams.
just something about the Vikings look so good right now, and Darnold is balling. I don't wish nothing bad. I hope he continues to ball. It's just something. It's like my brain won't allow the fact of like Darnold continuing to have an MVP type of year the entirety of the year. Like my brain will not allow me end of the season. Vikings are 13-4. Sam Darnold has thrown for 38 touchdowns, 5 picks, is top 3 in the MVP race. I just, my brain ain't allowing me to see that. So I just need to see some more games, man, with the Vikings. The Vikings always find a way to Viking. So it's hard right now for me to see that long term. But right now, it look amazing. So we'll see. Hell no.
Put that weather in. I want to talk to Joe Accord real quick before right after Smitty's done with the last ones. Go ahead, Smitty.
2 more left. Hell yeah or hell no. Geno Smith is a top 5 QB in the NFL.
Hell yeah. I'm after last night, I'm looking at it. I'm sitting there debating it. I started the show kind of with it. I think Geno might be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. I'm be honest, because it's in this bad mediocre fucking NFL play, quarterback play. I'm gonna say he is, man. I would slightly put him above. I would Sam Darnold and Jaden Daniels through a couple more games. I will put one of them in the 5. One of those 2. I don't know if I can put both in there. I would put Geno slightly above on a not as good roster as Purdy. I'd put him above right now. He's much better ball spinner. I mean, he just and be honest, Geno in the pocket looks legitimate. Go watch the fucking games. Go watch him, man, with a quarterback guy. Go watch him. Look at Kurt Warner's breakdown last night. Myself, he looks like he's out there in rhythm. He is locked in. We know he threw the pick late and all that shit. That happens in NFL games when you're down 2 scores and having to thread some shit in there. That happens. I don't look at that as like a blatant pick in the middle of the game. That's different. He is locked in, Smitty. I would say I would like to get the ball to Lockett a little more. With that run game mixed in with the play action pass, Geno can do both in the gun, under center. Man, he looks as good as a lot of guys right now. I'm going to be honest. Matthew Stafford and that team's banged. Even though, I think he's the best in the NFC right now. He's not because of that. So I'm going to just talk about what have you done for me lately. Geno Smith right now looks like he's as locked in as anyone. I would put Goff in there, obviously. Geno. And then Jaden Daniels and Sam Darnold are battling in that mix. And then you got
you tripping, homie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Geno, but you tripping.
Hold on,
right
I still got other guys. And then you're gonna throw in Dak because he's paid or not? I wouldn't. I'm not. I don't put Dak.
Hold on.
And then we got Jordan Love. We got Jordan Love in the mix. And then we got
the question was top 5 QB in the NFL, not NFC.
Oh, NFL?
Yeah.
Man, he could be, dog.
Nah.
Listen, don't go off of last year.
No, I'm not. Right, I mean, now. I'm going. All right, no order. I'm
right
thinking
now,
right now.
Let me ask you a question before you say this name, dog.
CJ Stroud.
Hold on, though. Is Geno Smith not playing better than Patrick Mahomes right now?
Yeah.
Be real. By far. It's not even close. It's not even a close comparison. Don't talk about team. Don't talk about record and team. They were 3-0, by the way, so they're pretty much in the mix. Is he not playing better than Patrick Mahomes right now? By far, in my opinion. By far. Yeah. He's playing better than Purdy right now. He's playing better than Aaron Rodgers right now. He's playing better than a lot of guys, dog. I'd have to really look at it. I would say, yeah, man. He's a top 5 guy right now, today, though. Tomorrow,
I still think Burrow's playing good outside of that first game. I got Burrow, CJ Stroud. I got Darnold above him. I got Jared Goff above him. That's 4 right now.
I haven't had Geno Smith. Geno Smith hasn't had that big letdown game. CJ did against Minnesota. There's been I haven't now. I love CJ. I think he's top 5. I'm just saying right now, Geno hasn't had a letdown game yet.
Well, so last night, obviously, he played well, but you also said Detroit has a horrible secondary, and they lost.
But if Geno just ripped Detroit and not the other 3 games, I would agree with you.
No. But my point in bringing that up is, why didn't he score more? Like he looked solid last night, but they still lost by 2 scores against the worst secondary. So if you're a top quarterback in the NFL going against the worst secondary and you lost by 2 scores, that means you're not willing or doing enough. It's not that he played well,
look at the scenario. It wasn't on him. Look at what happened in the game. You watched the game. Look what happened. I mean, come on, dog. The Seattle defense was horrific, number 1. Number 2, you were chasing points. Why not the fuck did you kick the point down 7? Why did you go for 2? Again, back to this Mike McDaniel skinny jean wearing analytical bullshit that you've influenced the game with. Why did you go for fucking 2? I'm trying to figure it out. And let me ask you a question. Since when did offensive PI be called late in a game when you're running a route and 2 guys are standing flat-footed on defense? When is that offensive PI? Now, if the defender were to turn his back and run with Lockett and Lockett pushes him in the back as a blocker, it was PI.
Right.
Lockett was trying to get through 2 defenders who were fucking flat-footed. Why was that offensive PI? The game could have been a tie, or the Seattle Seahawks could have won that game. If that call isn't made, keep it fucking 100%. Keep it real. That's was a horrible call. That's and Kurt Warner came out and said it. I said it. I said, what the fuck call is this? When has an offensive PI happen when you're cemented on defense in the 5-yard zone?
Refs have been bad, really bad this year in a lot of games. So I'm with you on that. But back to the original topic, I say hell no. I like Geno, but top 5 QB in the NFL, no. Maybe NFC. Not NFL.
Nah, I think the best quarterbacks in the NFC. The best quarterbacks are in the NFC right now. Besides,
I didn't name 4 that you and I think would agree. Like again,
right now, today. Now I love Burrow.
Jared Goff, Sam Darnold. I'm sorry. I think CJ Stroud has overall played better
because I've seen a body of work longer. I called Sam Darnold as a comeback player, but right now, I'm just saying right now, I think Geno is.
We also can't forget about Baker. Baker's balling.
He's not better than Geno. No day in shape and form.
But hold on. Again, are we talking about right now or see? That's what I'm saying. Like
our brains. Right now, through 4 games.
Fuck, bro.
4
Baker
games.
Fucking willing and dealing. Just threw 47 and 3 or
I'm just saying, through 4 games, those two have the identical records, right? 3-1.
Yeah.
And Geno looks much better. I'm just saying, as a quarterback in the NFL, I'm just telling you, Baker is still that inconsistent guy. I'm just telling you right now.
Not through 4 games.
Joe, we got any more?
I think you have one more. Yeah, last one. Hell yeah, hell no. Utah football will make Big 12 championship.
I'm gonna say hell no.
Hell no. Rising keeps getting injured. I can't trust him.
And they scare me late in seasons every year. Shout out to E-Dub.
Chris, I do think Geno's good. He's just not top 5 NFL in my opinion. He's good though, for sure.
Hey, Joe Cord, if you could be like this when you report the weather, we may fuck with you more. This is how you're supposed to report the weather. I'm just telling you right now. In distress, you go out there and report the weather this way, goddammit. This is the best possible scenario to report the weather in. This is how you do it. Because she's willing to get her feet wet and be hands-on, experience-based life that we live. This is the shout out to her and the news reporting weather lady that she is, giving you in-depth detail, literally and figuratively, in-depth, play-by-play, wind by wind, raindrop by raindrop scenarios. This is great reporting, investigative journalistic. This is the best I've ever seen. Shout out to her and that news channel. On location.
Appreciate all y'all, man, for tuning in, man. Eddie Manyweather has returned. He is back. He's pissed off at you for talking about his Cowboys and calling them soft. Love this show, man. It was a good
Eddie's
one.
back.
T-Rich, he's black
Eddie's
too.
back.
T-Rich, Steve Kim, Dr. Jesse Morse. You forgot about Dr. Jesse Morse. Came in at the very top of the top. Tomorrow we got another loaded show, y'all. Another loaded show. More football.
Hey, was this motherfucker about to float away? Was this motherfucker about to float away? Is that a fucking balloon?
It's to protect them, JB. To minimize concussions. It's scientifically proven.
I gotta ask you a poll question.
Proven, homie.
I gotta ask you a poll question. Is Tua returning with that?
If he plays, he no choice. No choice. At this point in his career, if there's any 1% chance of anything helping you out, it would be ignorant not to wear it. I don't care how stupid it looks, swag, none of that shit. It's almost dumb.
Can I say it right now? Can I say it right now? He'll get hurt more wearing that. I'm just telling you right now. I'm just telling you right now. All you scientists in the room are unbelievable.
Well, back that up with some scientific.
None of y'all played. None of you played the position. It blows my mind that you scientific fucks out here really think biomechanics don't exist and supersede your fucking concussion absorber helmet.
That thing's not heavy, baby.
Doesn't. You don't get concussions by hitting your head 9 out of 10 times. You get concussions by jaw action and your back hitting off something concrete. Just so we're clear, but you all know so much. But listen, I didn't play the position. I didn't wear a mouthpiece. I didn't get fucking jaw concussed.
Well, Tua is different. Tua get concussed from all types of shit.
Exactly. That helmet ain't gonna help.
Everything.
That helmet kind of not helping him, Smitty. Just telling you right now.
I'm not saying it is or ain't. I'm just saying if I'm going to play and there's and experts are telling me that it helps a little bit, why not wear? If I'm Tua, why not wear?
Hey,
that's all I'm saying.
Real? We gotta go, but can I be real?
We do gotta go.
I wore a bike helmet with the blue bladder inside.
Mm-hmm.
I never got concussion, and I got fucking ding, dog. I got hit off the turf. I got my head rocked and shit. Never got concussion. Never had.
Well, never been diagnosed.
I never needed smelling salts. I never missed a play or game because of it. And I wore those helmets in the 80s. Haven't we become the guys that like Elon Musk, Starlink, and sending rockets out there in space? And now we got aliens we talk to, and now we can do all this shit. I wore a helmet in the 80s that was the best helmet I ever wore. And aren't we like super advanced, and we're giving billions of dollars to these helmet companies, and now we got Guardian. Doesn't it seem like you're getting duped? Kind of like our government lies to us. I think we've been lied by all the helmet companies and all these doctors. I'm just telling you.
Well,
but what do I know?
You're not a representation.
Getting the shot and all this.
You're not a representation of every single player, JB. Just because Jason Brown was never diagnosed with a concussion doesn't mean that.
But nobody I know.
That's the proof. That's the proof.
It's actually research.
That's the sample size. We got one guy who didn't get it.
You can actually research it, Smitty. You can actually do it like I do. I actually do.
I'm talking about research. I told you how I feel about y'all saying that shit.
Yeah. Hey, but
y'all not doing that. Y'all not at home.
I would like you to go back. I would like you to go back and ask your homies how many guys, even in your era, which is still 8 to 10 years, like as far as you playing.
I ain't playing a long time. I've been almost
I love to see how many guys got concussions wearing those helmets. I bet you they'd be like, I never got concussions, Smitty. Did you?
Handful. No, I mean, I know one of my guys, one of my close homies had was bad concussed, was confused on the sideline. So I know
he probably had a Tua deal. Like some guys have them.
No,
I can call out one guy. I know one guy that you could fart on him in the wind.
He was. See, you don't know what he's talking about. He wasn't that guy. I'm saying it was one really bad concussion he had. You know, it wasn't a lot. I'm not saying that. It ain't a lot now in the league, honestly. Like, if we keeping it funky, concussion is not a huge thing right now across the league. I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing more of them Achilles tears and concussions right now and leg issues. Honestly, it just Tua's situation is such a big deal because of how fucked up he gets that is making it bigger than what it is. Who else really getting concussed like that at a big level right now? I can't think of nobody that's of relevance.
Freddie Mac. Yeah, CT isn't real. I do agree. Just like mental health, motherfucker. You soft pussies like you want to use the propaganda of false media to push out your CTE narrative and your mental health narrative because you want to play victim, Freddie Mac. Oh, pussy ass. That's why you soft motherfucker believe everything you see and hear. Ain't no CTE, motherfucker. Where's the CTE and all the motherfuckers that played in leather helmets, motherfucker? Soft ass pussy. Anyway, let's end the show.
Juice Pack, you soft. I don't care about what you think or anybody else in this chat think. I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life until I die. I'm gonna be on this show. So whether y'all hate me, if you love me or not, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. Juice Pack. So you either watch it or not.
I do know everything, Freddie Mac. And Freddie Mac, Juice boy, keep going at Smitty too.
Juice Pack, you soft.
We'll be back tomorrow. It's Work Boot Wednesday. We may be in studio. We may not. I don't know. Callie's leg like this. I got to get some fluid out of her today. I got to go drain it. Maybe. I don't know.
We won't be there. We'll be at home. Crazy week going on. But we're going to have a loaded show tomorrow. Make sure y'all tune in. A lot of guests. We're going to break down some film. We're going to break down some footage. We're going to just talk football tomorrow. That's what it's going to be. And I got to go. I got a meeting. And then, hey, y'all have a good one, man. We out of here.
We ain't got a meeting. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown kill the ass around.